In business, risks and rewards come with every decision, like moving to the cloud with Office 365. While its benefits include anywhere access and lower costs, cyber threats and user errors can quickly wipe out data and the money you save. Barracuda Essentials for Office 365 provide an added layer of security and functionality for threat protection, email migration, data recovery, and quality of service. Move securely to Office 365. Visit barracuda.com/essentials to learn more.
For the last decade, it's been called the greatest libertarian show on earth. This year will be no different. Attended by the most brilliant conservative minds today, join us for Freedom Fest, July 19th through the 22nd at the Paris Resort in Las Vegas. This year, come hear the likes of Craig Gutfeld from Fox News, actor William Shatner, and SRN's very own Larry Elder and Michael Medved. Register now at freedomfest.com and save $100 by using the code REASON100 at freedomfest.com.
Amazing to realize, but it's been almost 2 years. I've been talking with you about Relief Factor, and I can tell you I've been continually inundated with testimonials. If you're struggling with ongoing back or neck pain, shoulder, hip, or knee pain, or general muscle pain, pains of any kind, do what tens of thousands of others have done so successfully. Go to relieffactor.com and order their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. 1-800-500-8384. That's 1-800-500-8384.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 866-660-5759. Rick, welcome to the Wells Report. Good to have you here, my friend.
John David, I disagree with you about Robert Mueller. I think this whole thing needs to be shut down. There is no Russian collusion. There is no Russian contact. On top of that, even if the investigation is not shut down, Robert Mueller should be replaced because he is James Comey's BFF. And James Comey is a witness in this whole mess.
Right. You're exactly right. There is no doubt about it. There is clearly several different cases of conflict of interest. I don't think that Robert Mueller is going to stick this out. I think what he's going to end up doing is he's going to cogitate on all of this testimony today, and he's going to realize there's nothing here, and he's going to go through all of his stuff, and he's just going to quit.
Rick.
What?
I'm sorry, John David.
Yes.
I don't want to have to call you back a year from now and tell you you're wrong again.
Well, again, yeah, okay. Well, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I really don't. It's like this. I think that Robert Mueller and I think the Democrats and I think the progressives are going to realize that it's going to come time to cut their losses pretty quick here. Wait until you hear the rest of this. Wait until you hear the rest of this testimony. Wait until you hear the money shot. It's coming up. It's coming up. You're not going to believe it. It was so good to hear it. I thought it was just fantastic. Let's talk a little bit about Senator James Risch. He asked Sessions if he had been asked to do anything illegal.
Has any person from the White House or the administration, including the President of the United States, either directed you or asked you to do any unlawful or illegal act since you've been Attorney General of the United States?
No, Senator Rich, not.
All right. By the way, Senator Warner did ask Sessions if he had asked Comey about the uncomfortableness that Comey felt after meeting with Trump.
Well, I would just say it this way. We were there. I was standing there, and without revealing any conversation that took place, what I do recall is that I did depart. I believe everyone else did depart, and Director Comey was sitting in front of the president's desk, and they were talking. So that's what I do remember. I believe it was the next day that he said something, expressed concern about being left alone with the president. But that in itself is not problematic. He did not tell me at that time any details about anything that was said that was improper. I affirmed his concern that we should be following the proper guidelines of the Department of Justice, and basically backed him up in his concerns, and that he should not carry on any conversation with the president or anyone else about an investigation in a way that was not proper. I felt he, so long in the department, former Deputy Attorney General, as I recall, knew those policies probably a good deal better than I did.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Mr. Chairman. But it did appear that Mr. Comey felt that the conversation was improper.
He was concerned about it. And his recollection of what he said to me about his concern, is consistent with my recollection.
All right. Senator Dianne Feinstein then asked the general if he discussed Comey's handling of the Russia investigation with the president or anybody else.
Senator Feinstein, that would call for a communication between the attorney general and the president, and I'm not able to comment on that.
You are not able to answer the question here, whether you ever discussed that with him?
That's correct.
And how do you view that, since you discussed his termination? Why wouldn't you discuss the reasons?
Well, those were put in writing and sent to the president, and he made those public. So he made that public.
So you'd had no verbal conversation with him about the firing of Mr. Comey?
I'm not able to discuss with you or confirm or deny the nature of private conversations that I may have had with the president on this subject or others. And I know that how this will be discussed, but that's the rule that has been long adhered to by the Department of Justice, as you know, Senator Feinstein.
You're a longtime colleague, but we heard Mr. Coates and we heard Admiral Rogers say essentially the same thing, when it was easy just to say, if the answer was no, no.
Well, would have been easier to say if it was yes, yes, but both would have been improper.
Now, this requires a little bit of explanation. You're going to hear this a few times in this. And the reason is this, is because when you are a member of the cabinet and you are the attorney general, you are an advisor to the president and the representative of the judicial branch of government in the executive branch. So you're kind of in a fish nor fowl kind of situation, but the president can ask you for legal advice vis-a-vis the judicial branch of government and so on and so on, and that's protected by attorney-client privilege. The president also has executive privilege. There are other privileges that are available to the president thanks to the Constitution of the United States. As time has gone by, policies involving interactions with the president between the judicial branch of government and other parts of government have been essentially codified through not just experience, but actual publication of rules. Now, these rules are published. They are easily found. Everybody's been living with them forever. There's not a single person on Capitol Hill that doesn't have some sort of well, except for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the only guy that has no idea about any of these rules, which is why he keeps stepping on himself in this particular case, right? Anyway, that being said, everybody else knows what's going on. They're just playing dumb, all right? So Marco Rubio steps in, asks General Sessions why he felt the need, or why he felt needed to stay for that particular meeting between President Trump and James Comey.
I do recall being one of the last ones to leave.
Did you decide to be one of the last ones to leave?
I don't know how that occurred. We had finished a counterterrorism briefing. There, a number of people were there and people were filtering out. And I eventually left. And I do recall that I think I was the last or one of the last two or three to leave.
Would it be fair to say that you felt like perhaps you needed to stay because it involved the FBI director?
Well, I don't know how I would characterize that, Senator Rubio. I left. It didn't seem to me to be a major problem. I knew that Director Comey, longtime experience in the Department of Justice, could handle himself well.
So you saw him after that. He characterized it as he went up to you and said, never leave me alone with the president again. It's not appropriate. And he said, this is his characterization. You just kind of shrugged like as if to say, what am I supposed to do about it?
Well, I think I described it more completely, correctly. He raised that issue with me, I believe, the next day. I think that was correct. And he expressed concern to me about that private conversation. And I agreed with him essentially that there are rules on private conversations with the president, but there's not a prohibition on a private discussion with the president, as I believe he's acknowledged 6 or more himself with President Obama and President Trump. So I didn't feel like that's the first, and he gave me no detail about what it was that he was concerned about. So I didn't say I wouldn't be able to respond if he called me. He certainly knew that with regard that he could call his direct supervisor, which in the Department of Justice, the direct supervisor to the FBI is the Deputy Attorney General. He could have complained to the deputy or to me at any time if he felt pressured.
Not a questions. Last Thursday, I asked former Director Comey about the FBI's interactions with you, General Sessions, prior to your stepping aside from the Russian investigation. Mr. Comey said that your continued engagement with the Russian investigation was, quote, problematic, and he, Mr. Comey, could not discuss it in public. Mr. Comey also said that FBI personnel had been calling for you to step aside from the investigation at least 2 weeks before you finally did so. Now, in your prepared statement, you stated you received only, quote, limited information necessary to inform your recusal decision. But given Director Comey's statement, we need to know what that was. Were you aware of any concerns at the FBI or elsewhere in government about your contacts with the Russians or any other matters relevant to whether you should step aside from the Russian investigation?
Senator Wyden, I am not stonewalling. I am following the historic policies of the Department of Justice. You don't walk into any hearing or committee meeting and reveal confidential communications with the President of the United States, who's entitled to receive confidential communications in your best judgment about a host of issues, and have to be accused of stonewalling for not answering them. So I would push back on that. Secondly, Mr. Comey, perhaps he didn't know, but I basically recused myself the first day I got into the office because I never accessed files. I never learned the names of investigators. I never met with them. I never asked for any documentation. The documentation, what little I received, was mostly already in the media and was presented by the senior ethics, public responsibility, professional responsibility attorney in the department. General, and I made a honest and proper decision to recuse myself, as I told Senator Feinstein and the members of the committee I would do when they confirmed me.
General Sessions, respectfully, you're not answering the question. Well,
what is the question?
The question is, Mr. Comey said that there were matters with respect to the recusal that were problematic and he couldn't talk about them. What are they?
Why don't you tell me? There are none, Senator Wyden. There are none. I can tell you that for absolute certainty. This is a secret innuendo being leaked out there about me, and I don't appreciate it. And I've tried to give my best and truthful answers to any committee I've appeared before. And it's really people are suggesting through innuendo that I have been not honest about matters, and I've tried to be honest.
My time is short. You've made your point that you think Mr. Comey is engaging in innuendo. We're going to keep digging on this.
Senator Wyden, he did not say that.
He said it was problematic, and I asked you what was problematic about it.
Some of that leaked out of the committee that he said in closed sessions.
Okay. One more question. I asked former FBI director whether your role in firing him violated your recusal, given that President Trump said he fired Comey because of the Russian investigation. Director Comey said this was a reasonable question. So I want to ask you just point blank, why did you sign the letter recommending the firing of Director Comey when it violated your recusal?
It did not violate my recusal. It did not violate my recusal. That would be the answer to that. And the letter that I signed represented my views that had been formulated for some time.
Mr. Chairman, just if I can finish, that answer, in my view, doesn't pass the smell test. The president tweeted repeatedly about his anger at investigations into his associates in Russia. The day before you wrote your letter, he tweeted that the collusion story was a total hoax and asked, when will this taxpayer-funded charade end? I don't think your answer passes the smell test.
Well, Senator Wyden, I think I should be allowed to briefly respond at least, and would say the letter, the memorandum that Deputy Rosenstein wrote, and my letter that accompanied it represented my views of the situation.
Yeah, and that's the way it works. And thank you, Senator Wyden. There's more to talk about on that. We'll get to it next. This is the Wells Report.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. This month, June 2017, marks the 50th anniversary of the unification of Jerusalem as the undivided, eternal capital of the Jewish people. What was the city's status before Israeli victory in 1967's Six-Day War? At that time, eastern Jerusalem and the Old City were occupied by Jordan. All Jewish residents had been either killed or driven out, and even Jewish tourists were banned from ancient holy places like the Western Wall. The UN partition plan of 1947 had called for international status for all of Jerusalem, but the Arabs rejected the plan and destroyed 58 synagogues in the ancient Jewish quarter. UN control of Jerusalem was supposed to last only 10 years, when residents would vote to decide the city's permanent status. Since Jerusalem's population was 2/3 Jewish in 1947 and remains so today, the Holy City would have ended up as the undivided capital of the Jewish state of Israel, even under the UN's original plans. I'm Michael Medved.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears, because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now, 1-800-600-7115. That's 1-800-600-7115. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now, 1-800-600-7115. 1-800-600-7115. 1-800-600-7115.
You may remember that back in 1998, the largest tobacco companies in the USA were sued for using false advertisements and manipulating scientific research. These tobacco companies agreed to a master settlement agreement where a minimum of $206 billion was to be awarded to victims, as well as 46 state municipalities. What you may not know is that you could personally claim a tax-free portion of this money, around $2,300 per month in perpetuity, tax-free whether you have ever smoked or not. Interested in getting in on this opportunity? Money Map Press contributor Keith Fitzgerald has created a master settlement presentation that you can attend free. Just call 800-282-3487 in the next 90 minutes and leave an email address, and we will send you a free pass to this presentation. It's time that Big Tobacco paid the piper so that Americans like you, who have been footing the bill for increased insurance costs, will finally benefit. Call 800-282-3487, then get ready to learn how you can collect thanks to the Big Tobacco settlement. 800-282-3487.
Acme Home Insurance.
Yes, I'd like to make a claim.
What are you wanting to claim, sir?
My air conditioner broke down.
Sorry, but your home insurance doesn't cover air conditioner breakdowns.
So what do you cover?
Home damage from things like earthquakes, volcanoes, a zombie apocalypse.
A zombie apocalypse? But that'll never happen.
But if it did, you'd be covered, sir.
But not my air conditioner?
I'm afraid not.
But his air conditioner could have been covered with a home warranty from American Home Shield, plus components of 20 other major home systems and appliances, like his electrical system, plumbing, refrigerator, and more. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. Home insurance can cover what might happen.
Zombies are coming!
But a home warranty helps cover what will happen.
How the dryer won't work.
Life happens. Have a plan. Get a home warranty from American Home Shield. For valuable free information, call 1-800-300-4811. That's 1-800-300-4811. 1-800-300-4811.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
660 AM. The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells with John from Grapevine. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Sure.
You know, heaven help me. I watched all 2.5 hours of that garbage today, and I'm so sorry that I did, but I also learned a lot. Let me make just a couple of points. I thought that all of the Democrats were offensive, but 3 in particular were egregious, and that would be Wyden, Harris, and Heinrich. Those 3, you know, John David, if you ask me a question and you say you want the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you the truth as I see it. I'm going to tell you the truth. And then if somebody sits there and proceeds to call me a liar on national television, you're going to think that you're in a phone booth with an octopus.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know I would be in trouble, but so would he, because we'd be in an OR trying to get my fist out of his mouth.
Yeah, and Wyden is just the guy you want to hit, too. Talk about your basic playground nerd. I'm telling you, Wyden is... This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You've probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, you know, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, It's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by the insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. If you're considering replacing the windows in your home, you probably know there are a bunch of companies to choose from, and we all got good things to say about ourselves. But you have to read between the lines. Do they have a showroom where you can see full-size displays? Do they manufacture their own windows? Or do they buy them from a manufacturer and you get to pay the additional markup for the middleman? Are their windows designed for Texas climate? Or do they have one size fits all? And lastly, what's their warranty like? They all look good when they're new. I'm happy to tell you that Statewide Remodeling has a showroom. We manufacture our own windows that are designed for Texas climate and have the longest warranty in the industry that includes workmanship for as long as you own your home. It even covers glass breakage and screen damage, and our prices won't break the bank. We offer 100% financing and discounts for cash on completion. So if you're ready to get new windows from a company who's been in business for 23 years, call us now, and in celebration of our 23rd anniversary, we're offering 23% off the price of the whole project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095.
What are actual readers saying about best-selling novel Mead Mountain?
B.K. Dell is a master storyteller, and this book is hard to put down.
I think God had his hand on you when you wrote Mead Mountain. It lets you know God's still in control.
I'm so blessed to have read Mead Mountain. This author has truly made a difference in my life and my relationship with my Savior. Mead Mountain has brought me to my knees, literally.
God has used Mead Mountain to change my heart and my view of others. May God continue to be glorified in B.K. Dell's work.
Wow.
Buy a copy of Mead Mountain on Amazon today at bkdell.com. That's bkdell.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. He refused to answer some questions, but noted President Trump had not invoked executive privilege. Democrats on the Senate Intelligence Committee also didn't like it. When Attorney General Jeff Sessions responded, "I don't recall." His opening statement, one of outrage.
The suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process, is an appalling and detestable lie.
The judge sent them back to the hotel for the night. Jurors deliberating the sexual assault case against Bill Cosby, a comatose University of Virginia student imprisoned in North Korea, arriving back home in Cincinnati shortly. The North Koreans say he got botulism behind bars. Fox News, we report.
You're listening to 660 AM, The Answer.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Gibbs here. You know, the boat guy. Talking about boats, boating, lakes, marinas, and, well, if it floats, we talk about it. The advice we give is the best you will ever hear. They call it expert advice. Between myself, Boating Royalty, Lake Level Ginger, and Brother Strick, you hear only intelligent talk. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. on 660 AM The Answer, the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, brought to you by DallasBoatsForSale.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning. And you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-700-6511. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-700-6511. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-700-6511. 1-800-700-6511.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML Mortgage Banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
It's their birthday, but they've got something for you. Hi, Mark Davis from my friends at Viascan of Las Colinas, celebrating 16 years of saving lives. Why not yours? Early detection is the key, right? That's why I'm in there. I got a family history situation, heart disease, cancer. I'm in there every year, and you should be as well. And they've got wonderful 16th anniversary prices. It's their birthday, but they're giving you the heart scan and the body scan for $595. $595, that's what it cost when they opened their doors in 2001. It's thousands at local hospitals, so do check it out. Viascan of Las Colinas, 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840. The heart scan looks for heart plaques and blockages. The body scan looks for early signs of cancer. Let's beat these diseases down and live a long, happy life. Viascan of Las Colinas, $595 for both scans. Always safe, never claustrophobic. You love it. I love them. 972-739-2840, or just Google Viascan.
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells, giving you everything you need to know about Jeff Sessions' testimony today, and it was very good. It was a great day for the president, and I'll tell you why. Because finally an adult walked into the room and started very patiently and very respectfully explaining that there is nothing going on between Donald Trump and Russia. This collusion thing is a joke. As a matter of fact, we're closing in on the actual cut in this entire day that makes it completely plain that what we are seeing here is a concocted mess, a last-ditch effort to cost Donald Trump votes in the 2016 presidential election. That's what it is. So Senator Mark Heinrich was next to talk to Attorney General Jeff Sessions. And he brought up something that we've been reading about in the newspapers, that President Trump might be somehow upset with Attorney General Sessions. They talked a little bit about the investigation and whether or not he feels like it was impeded in any way.
Attorney General Sessions, has the president ever expressed his frustration to you regarding your decision to recuse yourself?
Senator Heinrich, I'm not able to share with this committee private communications.
Because you're invoking executive privilege.
I'm not able to invoke executive privilege. That's the president's prerogative.
Well, my understanding is that you took an oath. You raised your right hand here today, and you said that you would solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And now you're not answering questions. You're impeding this investigation. So my understanding of the legal standard is that you either answer the question, that's the best outcome. You say, this is classified, can't answer it here. I'll answer it in closed session. That's bucket number 2. Bucket number 3 is to say, I'm invoking executive privilege. There is no appropriateness bucket. It is not a legal standard. Can you tell me what are these long-standing DOJ rules that protect conversations made in the executive without invoking executive privilege?
Senator, I'm protecting the president's constitutional right by not giving it away before he has a chance to view it. And secondly, I am telling the truth in answering your question in saying it's a longstanding policy of the Department of Justice.
Are those policies written?
Even and to make sure the president has full opportunity to decide these issues.
Can you share those policies with us? Are they written down at the Department of Justice?
I believe they are.
This is the appropriateness legal standard for not answering congressional inquiries.
It's my judgment that it would be inappropriate for me to answer and reveal private conversations with the president when he has not had a full opportunity to review the questions and to make a decision on whether or not to approve such an answer. One, there are also other privileges that could be invoked. One of the things deals with the investigation of the special counsel.
We're not asking questions about that investigation. If I wanted to ask questions about that investigation, I'd ask those of Rod Rosenstein. I'm asking about your personal knowledge from this committee, which has a constitutional obligation to get to the bottom of this. There are 2 investigations here. There is a special counsel investigation. There is also a congressional investigation. And you are obstructing that congressional investigation by not answering these questions. And I think your silence, like the silence of Director Coates, like the silence of Admiral Rogers, speaks volumes.
I would say that I have consulted with senior career attorneys in the department, and they believe this is consistent with my duties.
So after that, the chairman broke in and put on the record that Admiral Rogers, now he and a couple of other guys, the director of the CIA, the director of the NSA, and so on. Admiral Rogers is the director of the NSA. And there was one other guy, and I can't remember who it was. Anyway, those guys were answering the same questions the same way as General Sessions was regarding what they could talk about based on private exchanges between the president and themselves. Remember, some of those guys are cabinet members. Now, the president gets to let information out about those conversations. The people engaged in a conversation with the president, they do not get to take away the opportunity for the president to invoke executive privilege. That's why they are admonished not to say anything until the president says it's okay. That's what was explained on several different occasions during this entire hearing. And if you don't think that occurred during the Obama administration, you're nuts. They just never brought it up. This is one of those things where where General Sessions really acquitted himself beautifully. Senator King pushed General Sessions on this exact point.
testified a few minutes ago, I'm not able to invoke executive privilege. That's up to the president. Has the president invoked executive privilege in the case of your testimony here today?
He has not.
Then what is the basis of your refusal to answer these questions?
Senator Kane, the president has a constitutional.
I understand that, but the president hasn't asserted it.
Well,
you said you don't have the power to assert the power of executive privilege. So what is the legal basis for your refusal to answer these questions?
I am protecting the right of the president to assert it if he chooses, and there may be other privileges that could apply in this circumstance.
Well, I don't understand how you can have it both ways. The president can't not assert it, and you've testified that only the president can assert it, and yet I just don't understand the legal basis for your refusal to answer.
Well, what we try to do, I think most cabinet officials, others that you questioned recently, officials before the committee, protect the president's right to do so. If it comes to a point where the issue is clear and there's a dispute about it, at some point, the president will either assert the privilege or not, or some other privilege would be asserted. But at this point, I believe it's premature for
You're
me
asserting
to
a privilege to the president. You've testified.
It'd be premature for me to deny the president a full and intelligent choice about executive privilege. That's not necessary at this point.
You testified a few minutes ago that, quote, we were asked for our opinion. Who asked for your opinion?
You mean
you testified we were asked for our opinion.
My understanding is, I believe I'm correct in saying the president has said so.
So he didn't ask you directly?
I thought you were asking about the privilege. So
no, I'm
you
sorry.
want to go back to
I'm saying you said, quote, we were asked for our opinion, you and Mr. Rosenstein.
I believe that was appropriate for me to say that because I think the president.
No, I'm just asking you.
I'm just saying
asked why, for your opinion.
Yeah.
Who asked you for your opinion?
Right. The president asked for our opinion.
All right. So you just testified as to the content of a communication to the president.
That is correct, but I believe he's already revealed that. I believe I'm correct in saying that. That's why I indicated that when I answered that question. But if he hasn't, and I'm in error,
so I
would have constricted his constitutional right of privilege.
So you're
correct.
You're being selective about the use.
No, I'm not intentionally. I'm doing so only because I believe he made that.
In any of your discussions with the president about the firing of James Comey, did the question of the Russian investigation ever come up?
I cannot answer that because it was a communication by the president, or if any such occurred, it would be a communication that he has not waived.
But he has not asserted the executive privilege.
He has not asserted executive privilege.
Do you believe the Russians interfered with the 2016 elections?
It appears so. The intelligence community seems to be united in that. But I have to tell you, Senator King, I know nothing but what I've read in the paper. I've never received any detailed briefing on how hacking occurred or how information was alleged to have influenced the campaign.
Between the election, there was a memorandum from the intelligence community on October 9th that detailed what the Russians were doing after the election, before the inauguration. You never sought any information about this rather dramatic attack on our country?
No.
You never asked for a briefing or attended a briefing or read the intelligence reports?
You might have been very critical of me if I, as an active part of the campaign, was seeking intelligence relating to something that might be relevant to the campaign. I'm not sure that.
I'm not talking about the campaign. I'm talking about what the Russians did. You received no briefing on the Russian active measures in connection with the 2016 election?
No, I don't believe I ever did.
And it continued with all of that, leading to what I consider to be a superb exchange between Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas and Attorney General Jeff Sessions. All of this leads down to a simple set of observations that takes the Russian collusion story and blows it right out of the water. It is without doubt one of the best pieces of senatorial testimony I've ever heard. And this entire this entire conversation, this entire hearing took about 2 hours. We're congealing it down to about, I don't know, give or take about an hour. But let me explain something to you. Jeff Sessions, regardless of the fact that he talks kind of slow, he's kind of a Southern guy, and he stutters just a little bit from time to time, basically tore all of these people new orifices for further exploration at a later date. And I have to tell you that it was good, mainly because we got to get back to facts here. You know, politics is one thing, but we've always been able to return to facts after an election, but not so here, not so in this election. We haven't been able to say, okay, the hysterical screw-ups that happen every election day are behind us now because we've got a president and we need to move forward. We haven't been able to get to that because the mainstream media is just beside themselves, bitter, angry. They've made themselves look stupid in this election coverage this time. They could not have gotten it worse. And so they look remarkably stupid. And in that remarkably stupid-looking place that they find themselves, they are striking out to do whatever they can to create as much damage to President Trump as humanly possible. Is it right? No. Is it ethical? Absolutely not. Is it a kangaroo court and a hit campaign? Yes and yes. Is the president going to eventually win? Yeah, as long as you and I guarantee that he wins. I don't care. And it gets right down to something that I've said a lot on this broadcast. It doesn't make any difference what political party you're a part of. When you sit here and you look at the mainstream media trying to pull off a left-wing coup against a president, it's only a matter of time before this mainstream media starts working on Democrat presidents. It's going to happen. Mark my words. This is the Wells Report.
It was just one phone call, one seven-figure decision that changed my life forever. Hi, I'm Nick Vertucci, founder of NV Real Estate Academy, and in 2004, I attended my very first real estate seminar where I saw the incredible opportunities that existed in real estate investing, only to be disappointed with the lack of tools, education, mentorship, and the community that I felt I needed to be successful flipping houses. But I fought hard through that broken system and built a multi-million-dollar real estate business. So if you're ready to set your world on fire and start flipping houses, I'm ready to be there every step of the way. Just make that one phone call, your one seven-figure decision, and I'll give you my Fortunes and Flipping kit free, and you will learn how to get in, get out, and get paid flipping houses.
Call 1-800-976-5259 to get your free flipping kit. Call 800-976-5259 now, and you'll also get free tickets to a live training workshop, plus a free meal, an e-writer tablet, and a USB drive preloaded with Nick's powerful information just for attending the free training workshop. Call 800-976-5259. That's 800-976-5259. So call now.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-500-0898. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-500-0898. That's 1-800-500-0898. 1-800-500-0898.
If you're an unincorporated business owner, it's too late for you. That is, if you've already been sued and lost your home, your car, and your family's life savings. But if you haven't been sued yet, there is still time to incorporate and protect your personal assets. And if you do it right now, you can incorporate in just 10 minutes, because Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now 1-800-300-9596. Incorporation is the shield that protects your personal assets. Without it, you could lose everything. That's why at Incorporate.com, they just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. They don't provide legal or financial advice. If someone sues tomorrow, will you lose everything? Don't wait until it's too late. Hurry and call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while they're still giving them away for free. Call 1-800-300-9596. That's 1-800-300-9596. 1-800-300-9596.
Hey, it's Mark Davis from my friends at Simple Sleep Services. If snoring is a problem in your life, and if it's a problem in your life, it's a problem for everybody in your life. Let's get the simplest, least invasive solution. That's what they did for me at Simple Sleep Services. What you have with Simple Sleep is a way to avoid implants and surgery and the CPAP device by just calling 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. They're in Dallas and Fort Worth. Insurance covers most folks. It's the Somnodent device. Simple appliance. They make it for you. They did one for me. You take it home, you pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and silent night. Absolutely fantastic. Diagnosis from a board-certified sleep physician. They have a home sleep study, so you're not in some lab. Call them for more information. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. SimpleSleepServices.com. Wonderful people. I'm so glad I met them, and you will be too. 469-685-1700 or SimpleSleepServices.com.
Greta is a drill instructor.
Move, move, move!
Yes, ma'am. When it comes to training lean, mean, fighting machines, she doesn't mess around.
Drop and give me 3,000.
But when it comes to getting a mortgage, Greta's less confident.
I got nothing.
Fortunately for Greta, there's Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. It's simple, so she can understand the details and know she's getting the right mortgage. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Go to rocketmortgage.com today.
Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Our sister station 94.9 KLTY and AEG Live welcome the Outcry Festival with Louis Giglio.
And it's believing God who says the latter days are going to be greater than the former days, and you'll always be able to say, I was there.
Hillsong United, Jesus Culture, Lauren Daigle, Passion, and more. Saturday, August 5th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. OutcryFestival.com. That's OutcryFestival.com.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. So now we come down to the gist of everything. So we have this theoretical Russian-Trump collusion. And right in the middle of all of it is Attorney General Jeff Sessions. And lots of loose talk had been said about Sessions and his conversations with Russians and so on and so forth. And it turns out that he hasn't had any conversations with Russians. It's all been fake news and innuendo. Incredibly disrespectful. And as you heard earlier in this particular reporting, as you heard, Sessions was not real happy about it. But this interaction between Senator Tom Cotton and Jeff Sessions puts it all to bed.
So a very simple question that should be asked is, did Donald Trump or any of his associates in the campaign collude with Russia in hacking those emails and releasing them to the public? That's where we started 6 months ago. We have now heard from 6 of the 8 Democrats in this committee, and to my knowledge, I don't think a single one of them asked that question. They've gone down lots of other rabbit trails, but not that question. Maybe that is because Jim Comey said last week, as he said to Donald Trump, that on 3 times he assured him he was not under investigation. Maybe it's because multiple Democrats on this committee have stated they have seen no evidence thus far after 6 months of our investigation and 10 months or 11 months of an FBI investigation of any such collusion. I would just suggest, what do we think happened at the Mayflower? Mr. Sessions, are you familiar with what spies called tradecraft?
A little bit.
That involves things like covert communications and dead drops and brush passes, right?
That is part of it.
Do you like spy fiction? John Le Carre, Daniel Silva, Jason Matthews?
Yeah, Alan first. David
Jason
Ignatius. Just
Jason
finished
Bourne.
Ignatius's book.
Do you like Jason Bourne or James Bond movies?
No. Yes. I do.
Have you ever, in any of these fantastical situations, been
I didn't participate in that and know nothing about it.
And I gather that's one reason you want to testify in public. Last week, Mr. Comey, in characteristic, dramatic, and theatrical fashion, alluded ominously to what you call innuendo, that there was some kind of classified intelligence that suggested you might have colluded with Russia or that you might have otherwise acted improperly. You've addressed those allegations here today. Do you understand why he made that allusion?
Actually, I do not. Nobody's provided me any information.
Thank you. My time is limited. I have a lot of questions. Mr. Blunt asked you if you had spoken in response to Mr. Comey's statement to you after his private meeting with the president on February 14th or February 15th. You said that you did respond to Mr. Comey. Mr. Comey's testimony said that you did not. Do you know why Mr. Comey would have said that you did not respond to him on that conversation with you on February 14th or 15th?
I do not. There was a little conversation, not very long, but there was a conversation, and I did respond to him, perhaps not to everything he asked, but I did respond to him, I think in an appropriate way.
Do you know why Mr. Comey mistrusted President Trump from their first meeting on January 6th? He stated last week that he did, but didn't state anything from that meeting that caused him to have such mistrust, to believe.
I'm not able to speculate on that.
Let's turn to the potential crimes that we know have happened. Leaks of certain information. Here's a short list of what I have. The contents of alleged transcripts of alleged conversations between Mr. Flynn and Mr. Kislyak. The contents of President Trump's phone calls with Australian and Mexican leaders, the content of Mr. Trump's meetings with the Russian foreign minister and the ambassador, the leak of the Manchester bombing suspect's identity and crime scene photos, and last week, within 20 minutes of this committee meeting in a classified setting with Jim Comey, the leak of what the basis of Mr. Comey's innuendo was. Are these leaks serious threats to our national security, and is the Department of Justice taking them with the appropriate degree of seriousness and investigating and ultimately going to prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law?
Thank you, Senator Cotton. We have had one successful case very recently in Georgia. That person has been denied bail, I believe, and is being held in custody. But some of these leaks, as you well know, are extraordinarily damaging to the United States security. And we have got to restore a regular order principle. We cannot have persons in our intelligence agencies, our investigative agencies, or in Congress leaking sensitive matters on staff. So this is, I'm afraid, will result in, is already resulting in investigations. And I'm fear that some people may find that they wish they hadn't leaked.
And so there you have it. It is a spy novel that is so preposterous that no one would ever film it. And yet, this is what we find ourselves chasing for the last 3 months. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's time to move on. This is the Wells Report.
I'm Aaron Katz. You might remember me from my radio show or my company with Little Red Trucks. Have you ever wondered why some people suffer from irrational fears like fear of heights, public speaking, or needles? For example, needles used to make me sick until I fixed it. It's because most irrational fears are created from a traumatic experience. It's a form of PTSD that affects many people. The good news is that fears from PTSD can be controlled, and you don't need a lot of prescription drugs or years of therapy to do it. As a certified NLP practitioner, I've learned how to help people eliminate their fears and change their lives. I do it by setting positive and negative triggers and activating them simultaneously. The positive neutralizes the negative, and it doesn't affect you any longer. It's the same as combining red dye and blue dye. The red and the blue both disappear, and it leaves purple. If you or someone you know has an irrational fear that's limiting them in some way, I can help. Visit my website, littleredtrucks.net. That's plural, Little Red Trucks, and it's .net. Let's get to work.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, a great woman once said that we're free up to the moment of choice, and then the choice controls the chooser. That is nowhere more true than when you're deciding on a contractor that work on your home. You know, once you commit and sign the agreement, and in most cases make a pretty good sized down payment, you're stuck. What happens if the work doesn't go as planned? Takes too long to complete the job, or worse yet, the contractor just disappears. It happens. We've been offering a satisfaction guarantee in writing since we started business 23 years ago. And I'm happy to say we've never had to use it, because if it ain't right, we'll make it right every time. So if you're considering new replacement windows or maintenance-free siding to eliminate the need to paint your home, call us now. And to celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're offering 23% off the whole project. We also offer 100% financing. The estimate's free, and the number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or see all the home improvement products we offer at statewideremodeling.com.
Message and data rates may apply. It's exciting. You're thinking about going back to school, completing your degree, and advancing your future. But right now, you have more questions than answers. Like, how fast can I complete my degree? Can I transfer my credits? Can I make this work with my job and family? How much will it cost? All smart questions. The key to answering them can be found with your smartphone. We're Southern New Hampshire University. Send us a text and we'll bring the answers. Learn about SNHU plus the top 3 financial aid mistakes and how to avoid them by texting CREDIT to 554433. You'll also learn about our exciting, affordable, high-quality online programs, about our tradition and reputation for success since 1932. And we'd love to tell you how we provide all the individual flexibility, support, and encouragement needed to maximize your success. Southern New Hampshire University. Online, on campus. See yourself succeed. Learn about SNHU plus the top 3 financial aid mistakes and how to avoid them by texting CREDIT to 554433. Text CREDIT to 554433.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, more of the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Man, you know, I've been chasing this and waiting for something to pop on this story of Russian collusion. And I've been waiting like you for months and months and months, and it just never showed up. Never showed up. Finally, Jeff Sessions shows up in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee and says, in no uncertain terms, any suggestion that I colluded with Russia is a detestable lie. He step-by-step dismantled the pernicious questioning by Intelligence Committee Democrats. Not all of them, by the way. Some of them were quite good, because I think there are some real Democrats there, but these leftist progressives, like Senator Wyden of Oregon, is just degenerately anti-Trump, degenerately anti-American. Let me get to Jim in Dallas. Jim, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hi, JD. I'm just baffled by something, and I'm hoping you can. The Democrats keep talking about Russian collusion to do what? Because the only 2 things I can think of is that they might be saying, well, somehow or other they broke into the voting machines and changed the votes. We've already been through several recounts of the close states. We know that didn't happen. You back off and say, okay, did somehow or other they help, did the Russians help Trump break into John Podesta's emails? I don't think they had anything to do with that. But even if they did, I'm glad the American people know what street trash the Democrats are, and those emails clearly show it. So just help me out. What collusion is there? It's just collusion. There ought to be a blank in there so we know where they're headed, because right now it's just one idiotic fishing expedition.
That's exactly what it is. Now, to answer your questions, good ones, by the way. Look, the way this works is this. They were losing the election. They didn't realize they were losing the election until right at the end. They started grasping at straws. They grasped at straws, anything they could find, anything they get their hands on. And they found themselves in a position where they figured, well, if we make a mistake, then our dear friends in the mainstream media will save us again. And that, oh, by the way, is pretty much what happened. Because as every part of this story began to fall on its face, they morphed it into something else. So when you get all this, when you get down to the bottom of all of this, what you end up with is a gambit gone bad by the Democrats and their attempt to try to get Hillary elected. If you look at the supposed Russian collusion, let's say, for example, the Russians did break into the DNC and did supply all that information to WikiLeaks. What did WikiLeaks do with it? What WikiLeaks did with it is they put it out there to be published. Who published it? The mainstream media published it. All those Podesta emails were showing up on the New York Times and in the pages of the Washington Post. Two of the most egregious anti-truth propaganda operatives in the 2016 political election. Easily. But even they couldn't hide this stuff. You see, you're blaming the messenger. If there's stuff out there that is damaging to the Democrat Party and it's within the Democrat Party, what that shows you is the epic dishonesty of the Democrat Party. These people were vehemently critical of Hillary Clinton. Did we hear anything about it? Absolutely not. Vehemently critical. They made threatening statements about all kinds of people. They made stupid statements about all kinds of people. And it bit them. But it wasn't Donald Trump colluding with the Russians that made it happen. It was WikiLeaks putting the material out in the public and the mainstream media publishing it. It's not that someone found classified information on Hillary Clinton's renegade server. It's that there was classified information on that renegade server. And what you try to do is you try to move the responsibility of misconduct away from somebody that you want to elect to be the president in favor of trying to stomp on somebody who either has been elected president or is, in the case of Jeff Sessions, a longtime public servant who has only done the right thing as he saw it. This is the degenerate, cynical abuse of the political system that is currently underway by the former Democrat Party, which is now the anti-American, leftist, progressive thug party. Harland in Gun Barrel City, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hi, John David. You know, Jeff Sessions' testimony is so clear and straightforward and revealing and honest. I can't help but remember how infuriating Trey Gowdy got when he was talking to Hillary or Lois Lerner. And those people were trying to obviously cover up the truth. Sessions is doing no such thing. He's doing it straightforward and honest and to the point. And those guys are just not used to handling honesty.
You have to understand something. There's an overarching reason that all this is happening. You see, why are they bombarding President Trump at every possible turn with everything they can possibly throw at him? Why are they bombarding this president? Because the president at some point is going to say, we need to find out what Hillary was doing with that server. At some point, he's going to say, did money change hands? Did information disappear from the server after the money changed hands? What's going on with that? Now that the deep state actor who essentially broke every rule in the book, every single rule in the book. You remember they were talking to Comey, to Sessions, as to why Comey was fired, under what circumstances that happened, et cetera, et cetera. The day that James Comey, broke with any number of traditions and called a press conference on his own, the day that he stepped in front of Loretta Lynch, then the Attorney General, to take command of the Department of Justice for the sake of politics, that was gross insubordination. He should have been fired on the spot. On the spot. It has nothing to do with this supposed Russian connection. You see, you take away this Russian connection, and suddenly Donald Trump is going to start asking really hard questions. And the people that are supposed to have the answers aren't going to have the answers. Where is the Hillary Clinton perjury investigation? Where is the Hillary Clinton public corruption investigation? Where is the Hillary Clinton obstruction of justice investigation for destroying the material on that server? Talk to me again about the specification of the Espionage Act that doesn't require intent. Now that Comey's gone, now we have somebody in there that can go, now wait a minute. And let's assume that every single bit of that, all of the pure propaganda that was surrounded Hillary Clinton's private email server, let's assume that's all true. Put it in front of a grand jury and let them decide whether or not it should be a case that should be heard. Stop covering up this mess. This is a cover-up. Plain and simple. Now, are we still going to treat cover-ups the way we treat cover-ups or not? If we're not going to, who's responsible for not following up on cover-ups? The Democrat Party. Okay, that's fine. As I sat in this chair right before the vote, I said that James Comey was doing what he was doing and putting it in the hands of the American people. Who were we going to pick? Were we going to pick somebody that just doesn't know how to handle classified information? Or were we going to turn it over to somebody who really had no idea how to be the president? What were we going to do? And that was the choice we had. And that's the choice we made. At the end of all of this, it comes down to the people of the United States, whether they're in a voting block or whether they're in a grand jury. Put the case in front of a grand jury. Let them decide. If the grand jury says this is pure poppycock, Hillary had nothing to do. It was just a silliness. It was everything that James Comey said it was. Fine. It's over. It's done. It's buried. Somebody brings it up to me on this radio broadcast. I say, past tense. What's your next point? But as we sit here and have this conversation, There are two systems of law. A system of law for you and me and everybody we know, and another system of law for the power elite. That will not stand. A house divided against itself will not stand. Revolutions have started that way. Ann in Fort Worth, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Hi. Yeah, my favorite part of the testimony today was somebody finally said, and I don't know why, it's not said over and over and over again, and shouted from the rooftops, that Comey being fired makes no difference to the investigation one way or the other.
Right.
He was not part of the, he may have been overseeing, but the people that are investigating are still investigating. They will continue to investigate until they're satisfied one way or the other. And Comey's being fired had nothing to do with what's going to happen with that investigation.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right.
And I'm so glad that somebody finally said it.
Well, I mean, it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. It is a teachable moment for the Republican Party. Not that they don't know it. They do. But the Republican Party is very adept at using silence as a political tool. They're completely silent about it. They're totally silent about this. Haven't said anything about Russian collusion, even though they know it's bogus. They haven't thrown any kind of support behind the president. Nobody's shown up in front of a microphone like Paul Ryan and said, when it comes down to it, this is bogus. They've just been silent. And so when somebody like me comes up to them and says, hey, you know what? Your silence spoke volumes. You simply aren't a supporter of President Trump. They can say, we never said any of that. That's all out of your mind. See, and that kind of cynical abuse of truth, because lies of omission are still lies. That cynical abuse of truth is what annoys everybody about the mainstream Republican Party. Everyone, including your humble reporter tonight. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. To get through life, to get through a vacation, to get through a work day, to get through whatever your day may hold, there's a lot of walking involved. And if that walking is painful, you've got a problem. I'm so glad to send you to the Good Feet stores to end that problem, getting you out of pain today. At their locations in Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake, and Waco. In fact, South Lake and Waco are open noon to 5 Sundays. What's going on at Good Feet? They're delivering America's arch supports that are #1 for getting people out of pain. There could be ball your foot pain, heel pain, plantar fasciitis, structural stuff, and that foot pain can radiate upwards. It can become hip pain, leg pain, even back pain. Let's get you out of pain at the Good Feet stores. For workouts, for running, your balance is better, your workouts are better, you're just feeling great. Work shoes, workout shoes, comfy shoes, even high heels. They've got everybody taken care of at the Good Feet stores. Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake, and Waco. Good Feet DFW. To learn more, goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. goodfeetdfw.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business. So make sure that they create a positive impression with reputationdefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with reputationdefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with reputationdefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit reputationdefender.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm telling you right now, it's awesome.
I was trying to get my blood pressure regulated, okay? And like after 3 days of taking this thing, my blood pressure went back down to normal. I am ecstatic. I am so happy with this stuff. It is my savior.
This was the first summer that I have not had to have a steroid shot to help me to breathe.
The reason why I'm taking it because I've got Hep C. Once I began taking your stuff, it took a few months, but believe it or not, my liver enzymes are way down and it's normal now. It works.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free, and we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life, but I should have ordered it like 15 years ago.
Do you have low back or neck pain? Does it run down your arms or your legs? Do you have a bulging or herniated disc degeneration, or spinal arthritis? Even worse, have you been told you need back surgery or injections? If you answered yes, then please listen to what I have to say. My name is Dr. Chad Vines, DC, at Genesis Back and Neck, and I use the most advanced spinal decompression system available, the DRX 9000, to correct back problems just like yours. We don't use addictive drugs, and we don't use any type of dangerous invasive surgery for these problems. Spinal decompression is safe, FDA cleared, and it's not painful, and has about an 86% success rate. We accept most insurances, and your first visit will be at no charge. You will sit down and visit with me personally until I've answered all of your questions. And if you're a candidate for decompression, you can try out the treatment all at no charge to you. So if you're ready to not hurt anymore and don't want to have surgery, call me at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922, or online at mylowback.com.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here to announce that KFC's new spicy, crispy Zinger chicken sandwich is now available in a $5 fill-up for a limited time. Why? Because who wants to spend $7 on a meal at a burger place when you could spend $5 on a hand-breaded Zinger chicken sandwich, wages, a cookie, and a drink at KFC? I mean, we specialize in chicken. You need another reason? I didn't think so. Try the Zinger in a $5 fill-up at KFC today. KFC, it's finger-licking good. Limited time offer at participating KFCs. Tax extra.
For the last decade, it's been called the greatest libertarian show on earth. This year will be no different. Attended by the most brilliant conservative minds today, join us for Freedom Fest, July 19th through the 22nd at the Paris Resort in Las Vegas. This year, come hear the likes of Craig Gutfeld from Fox News, actor William Shatner, and SRN's very own Larry Elder and Michael Medved. Register now at freedomfest.com and save $100 by using the code REASON100 at freedomfest.com.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I want to tell you that when I went to the Fort Worth Police Department Academy, I saw perhaps some of the best training I've ever seen. Some of the best new police officers being trained at one of the best police departments in the nation. The Fort Worth Police Department is made up of law enforcement professionals. And they're also neighbors and human beings. Julius Haley's 95. He woke up to a house that was hot and getting hotter. He was drenched in sweat. His old window AC unit had stopped working. He didn't know what to do. He called 911. The police officers there took a look at the situation and did this. They went to Home Depot. They bought Hadley a new AC unit. Officer Weir snapped a photo of his partner at the checkout counter. Weir shared the picture on social media, and the kind gesture spread online. Officer William Margolis and Christopher Weir. God bless you, brothers. Well done. Taking care of a friend, taking care of a neighbor. That's why the Fort Worth Police Department is one of the best there ever has been. Ever. This is the Wells Report.
This is Michael Medved for townhall.com. This month, June 2017, marks the 50th anniversary of the unification of Jerusalem as the undivided, eternal capital of the Jewish people. What was the city's status before Israeli victory in 1967's Six-Day War? At that time, eastern Jerusalem and the Old City were occupied by Jordan. All Jewish residents had been either killed or driven out, and even Jewish tourists were banned from ancient holy places like the Western Wall. The UN partition plan of 1947 had called for international status for all of Jerusalem, but the Arabs rejected the plan and destroyed 58 synagogues in the ancient Jewish quarter. UN control of Jerusalem was supposed to last only 10 years, when residents would vote to decide the city's permanent status. Since Jerusalem's population was 2/3 Jewish in 1947 and remains so today, the Holy City would have ended up as the undivided capital of the Jewish state of Israel, even under the UN's original plans. I'm Michael Medved.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been to my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you got the Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com. Lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Our sister station, 94.9 KLTY and AEG Live, welcome the Outcry Festival with Louis Giglio.
And it's believing God who says the latter days are going to be greater than the former days, and you'll always be able to say, I was there.
Hillsong United. Jesus Culture. Lauren Daigle, Passion, and more. Saturday, August 5th at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. OutcryFestival.com. That's OutcryFestival.com.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. His flight just arriving in Cincinnati. A comatose University of Virginia student, Otto Warmbier, imprisoned in North Korea after allegedly tearing down a poster while on a tour there. The North Koreans say he got botulism behind bars.
The North Korean regime kept his condition secret for over a year, and the U.S. only found out last week when North Korea granted Swedish emissaries visitation rights. The U.S. immediately demanded his release and sent a rare delegation to Pyongyang to get him.
Fox's Benjamin Hall, Attorney General Jeff Sessions testifying before the Senate Intelligence Committee about meetings he had with Russia's ambassador, which he declined to mention during his confirmation hearings.
I can assure you that none of those meetings discussed manipulating a campaign in the United States in any way, shape, or form.
Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. Think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp. is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML Mortgage Banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
I used to play a lot of sports in college, but when I got older, my legs started to burn and ache, making it hard to work out. Then I noticed those varicose and spider veins. I couldn't believe it. I thought this only happened to my mom and her friends.
The professionals at Vein Clinics of America have performed over 1 million personalized procedures for their patients, making them the largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring your legs back to health in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I called Vein Clinics of America, and they fixed my legs. No more ugly veins. Now I can run and do squats again.
Guys, get back in the game. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation with one of our doctors and learn how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call now. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customer.
To get the work done, so get it done right. With a lifetime warranty, only from the specialists at Glass Doctor.
To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today.
Call the Glass Doctor, will fix your paint. Oh, yeah.
Ready to replace that lumpy old mattress? This time make it a Sovereign European mattress system. What you'll find is a healthier, more durable, more comfortable mattress at a very reasonable price. How reasonable? King-size mattresses start at $2,300, and with 0% interest for 12 months, that's about $6 a day. Priced below all those premium mattresses on the market, and even though you're getting a better bed, you're not paying more for it. Sovereign European Sleep Systems in Dallas and South Lake. Learn more at sovn.com.
Hey there, here to tell you about some of the hottest deals happening at Lowe's. For your garden, get great savings on Miracle Grow Garden Soil, 3 for $10. And make sure you're prepared for your next backyard barbecue with a 2-pack of Kingsford Charcoal, now for just $9.88. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid 6/7 through 6/14 while supplies last. U.S. only. Charcoal offer limited to 2 bags per customer. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. A huge fire has engulfed a 24-story apartment block in West London. Some 200 firefighters and 20 fire trucks have been deployed to tackle the blaze as rescue workers try to evacuate the building in Lancaster West Estate in North Kensington. This according to the London Fire Brigade. I'm looking at the early stages of the fire, and it is very odd looking indeed. The fire broke out before daybreak local time tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow for us. In a statement posted to Twitter, London police said 2 people are currently being treated for smoke inhalation. They're waiting for further updates on further injuries. Photos and videos shared on social media show the tower block engulfed in flames. The whole building is on fire. How it spread that quickly, I have no idea. The 24-story Grenfell Tower was built in the 70s and recently subjected to a $10.9 million redevelopment. This according to the property firm Ryden. It's close to Notting Hill. The tower block is around a 5-minute walk from the Latimer Road Underground Station and near the Westfield Shopping Center in West London. According to property website Rightmove, the average rent in the building is around $2,500 per month. So essentially what they're looking for here right now is just exactly how did this fire break out? And I don't have any idea, because there's this giant shaft of flame that starts basically at the ground floor and goes all the way to the top of the building. And how this spread, essentially that there's fire in every window of a 24-story building. I've never seen that before. So that's what's going on right now. What we'll do is we'll keep our eyes on it and let you know what's happening. But once again, repeating now, a very huge fire at an apartment block in West London is going on right this very moment. 200 firefighters, 20 fire trucks. So far, not a lot of information on injuries. There were, however, reports that people were jumping from the building. And so, like I said, there's a long-distance picture here that is horrific. We will keep our eyes on this and let you know more as soon as we know more. Also, by the way, former Republican National Chairman Ed Gillespie ran a surprisingly close Republican primary. He won tonight. It was very close for the governorship of Virginia. That's projected by CNN. So in case you wanted to know, there is politics being practiced tonight in an election, a primary election in Virginia for governor. And Ed Gillespie, former Republican national chairman, won that primary. All right. Okay. Now, 23 years ago, something called NAFTA was enacted. 23 years ago was a time when Europe was trying to gather itself together to form what would become the European Union. A lot of people said, now, wait a minute, if they're able to put that together, and by the way, it's not dead yet, but it's, going through tough times. If Europa, if you will, if they were able to put that together, that the European part of the Eurasian continent would become a superpower immediately. They're having trouble with it because essentially Germans and Belgians telling everybody else how to live is getting a little tiresome among the people of those countries. France doesn't like it. England sure as hell doesn't like it. And so what's happening is that they're in these throes of what could be the disassembly of the European Union. Well, back in the day when all this was coming down, the North American Free Trade Agreement seemed like a good idea to everybody except for H. Ross Perot, who said during the Clinton administration that great big sucking sound will be jobs leaving America. Now, looky here. So he was completely correct. Mr. Perot, God bless you, by the way. He was completely correct. Now, NAFTA wasn't exactly a bad thing for Texas. It did furnish an economic surge. And as it turns out, there are 380,000 Texas jobs that go with NAFTA. The reporters from the Dallas Morning News have printed this opinion piece from John Cornyn and Ted Cruz. The two senators say that 380,000 Texas jobs hinge on free trade with Mexico. They go on to say that agreements like NAFTA has strengthened our state's economy as a whole. More than a third of total goods worth $92 billion are exported from Texas to Mexico annually. But as our economy has expanded, it has matured and diversified. In 1994, when NAFTA went into effect, floppy disks were the norm, and streaming videos all over the internet was a fantasy. In the past 20 years, the internet has essentially become a part of our daily lives. And that has developed industries like information technology and digital trade. The senators from the state of Texas say it's time for NAFTA to be updated to reflect the modern economy that characterizes Texas and the nation today. The Trump administration recently announced its intent to renegotiate the agreement. And fortunately, our experience means that we'll play a unique and critical role in the process of this renegotiation. Congress provides input during a 90-day window before formal negotiations. We must take great care to advocate for smart policies that drive growth here at home, look out for hardworking American workers, consumers and businesses, small and large, and enhance our partnerships abroad. A new NAFTA must also improve, not diminish, the trade relationship that the U.S., Mexico, and Canada share. So let's talk about this. NAFTA. I kind of was excited when Donald Trump said he was going to do away with it. But once again, there seem to be people in the Republican Party, specifically our two senators, that want to update the existing agreement. What do you think? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. Do we get rid of NAFTA completely? Do we renegotiate starting from a blank piece of paper? That's my particular choice, by the way. I would say renegotiate it. Don't destroy the one you have until you've got a new one. But go after a new one. That should be the goal of negotiation for the United States. We are going to get rid of the current NAFTA agreement. Don't mind if we actually move forward with a restructuring of it, as long as the things that are wrong with it are fixed. Specifically, there has to be less trade being paid for by American consumers, and the costs of trade between the two countries shared between the people of the two countries. I'm tired of subsidizing Mexico's economy. For that matter, I'm tired of subsidizing Canada's economy. Now, we were able to get through the Trans-Texas corridor and not have that thing hanging over our heads. We were able to do a lot of those things. We were able to dismantle a lot of NAFTA. But there's a lot of work that has to be done regarding trade with our nation and other nations right here in the North American continent. And the word would go from this time and place to everybody around the world. If you want to trade with America, then you need to trade with America. You can't just decide that what you're going to do is dump all of your goods in America and take the money home without allowing American goods into your markets. That's all this is. So if, say, for example, Japan or China or anybody decided that what they were going to do was a 100% switch between countries as a trade agreement, in other words, they would spend the same amount of money that we spend on them, what would happen? The economy would take off like gangbusters. Truly, truly impressive. That's what would happen. This is something that President Trump obviously wants to do. He's got to find a way to get rid of NAFTA, bring those jobs back home, and yet work it out so that as much trade as possible can be salvaged between Mexico and America and Canada and America. See what I mean here? Now, this is going to all undergo ridiculous political gobbledygookian crap. That's just going to be the way it is. But of all the things that we've talked about having to do with President Trump, we haven't really spent a whole lot of time talking about his trade policies. His trade policies, by the way, in case you're wondering, are to put America first. Put America first in trade deals. And I, frankly, am very much ready for this. I mean, Perot said this all the time. He said, okay, if this is such a good deal, let's reverse it. We'll take their side of it, they can take our side of it. And he was right then, too. We heard the giant sucking sound. The jobs did go south and north. They remain in those areas to this day. Well, my dear friends of the Great White North and the Great Hot South, gravy train is over. We're $20 trillion in debt. It's time to take care of our own knitting. Thank you very much. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. I keep talking about high-tech bath remodeling, and the phone keeps ringing with homeowners wanting more information. 90% of all bath remodelers use sand grout. It's sand, cement, and water. We know it's the first thing that fails in the wet area of your bathroom. It cracks with the least bit of movement. It grows mold and mildew, and when you try to clean it, you're just wearing it down. Statewide uses a proprietary product that has 4 main ingredients: Microban, which eliminates mold and mildew; latex for flexibility; Kevlar for strength; and a built-in sealant. We guarantee our grout for as long as you own your home. So when you think you're getting a great deal from the 2 guys in the truck you hired to do your remodel, I suggest you start saving up for when you'll have to do it again. Or you can call Statewide Remodeling and get it done right the first time. We offer 100% financing, and if you call for your free design consultation now, to celebrate our 23rd year in business, we're giving 23% off the price of the project. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or anytime online at statewideremodeling.com.
Attention contact lens wearers. Hey, it's Mark Davis, my friends at Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Why are you doing the contact lens thing? Because it's better in glasses? Well, it could be. Well, here's something better in glasses and contacts. LASIK procedures from Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Ditch the glasses and the contacts and be free to see right in time for summer. BeFreeToSee.com. Check it out. Huge promotion. Big savings on LASIK as low as $3 a day. What's that? A cup of coffee? And they're going to throw in a free adventure as part of your Be Free to See summer LASIK package. Water park, zoo, laser tag, trampoline park. Pick it. You're going to love it. You're going to love your summer. You're going to love the rest of your life with Climate Evangelist Eye Center. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Incredible team, great technology, great people. Have a great summer and a great rest of your life. Ditch the glasses and the contacts. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020 or BeFreeToSee.com. BeFreeToSee.com.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, you should give Physicians Mutual Insurance Company a call. 1-800-500-0898. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away. So you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Call and we'll rush you a free information kit with all the details. 1-800-500-0898. That's 1-800-500-0898. 1-800-500-0898.
Do you have your tickets for Celebrate Freedom 27? It's your ticket for a day of unbelievable music from all of your favorite Christian artists, where you get to hang out with your friends and family and celebrate all the blessings in your life while singing and laughing and raising your hands and eating amazing food and watching your kids' face light up and hearing them say this is the greatest day ever and you made it happen for free. Whew, it's a big deal. So get your Celebrate Freedom tickets right now at any DFW area Interstate All Battery Centers, Care Now, Take 5 Oil Change, or Taco Casa location. You'll save $10 off parking.
I'm KFC's Extra Crispy Colonel, and you're the extra busy regular person who has to make dinner for a family of 4. But you can shirk that responsibility because my Extra Crispy $20 fill-up from KFC contains 8 pieces of freshly double-breaded extra crispy chicken, 4 biscuits, 2 orders of mashed potatoes, and a side of coleslaw for just $20. That'll feed them. KFC, it's extra crispy good.
Pricing and participation may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. A couple of things on this London fire. It started on the second floor. We've been monitoring Sky News. So it started on the second floor and apparently went up the side of the building very, very quickly, which is somewhat suspicious. They normally don't do that kind of thing. There's worry that there may be people still inside the building. The fire brigade is currently trying to figure out just exactly how they're going to move up into the building, because every window shows fire. I mean, it's like, imagine, by the way, this was a 27-story building, not a 24-story building. CNN got it wrong. Not that that's surprising, but anyway, the details count. So it's 27 stories, and there's fire in every floor, in every window. And think about, like, I don't know, 20 windows across. So there's like 20 windows across and 27 stories up. This is a huge building, and every bit of it's on fire. There were some witnesses that said that they saw people scanning around with flashlights, and all that stopped. Now, we don't know whether they were able to get out of the building or not. We don't have many details on this at all, but we are watching it. It is a, as you imagine, I mean, it is a high-rise fire in West London tonight, and we are keeping our eyes on it here on 660 AM The Answer. Regarding NAFTA, do you want to see this thing? You want to see this thing updated or just done away with? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. The senators of the state of Texas have come together for this op-ed piece. They say that when it comes to renegotiating NAFTA, we've got to recognize critical roles our infrastructure and ports of entry play in making trade possible in the first place. Since we've opened up our trade with Mexico, the senators say communities along more than 1,200 miles of our southern border have benefited from cross-border commerce. Yeah, and lots of people from lots and lots of countries south of that border have benefited from cross-border swimming. Is that the way to say it? I guess not. 3 out of 5 of the busiest land ports of entry in America are in Texas. Improving them creates a more efficient and customs and transportation process. It's an important step in increasing trade and encouraging economic growth. NAFTA has undoubtedly encouraged economic growth for not only our country, but our neighbors as well. There's no need to abandon an agreement that has led to increased trade and relationships, but we should all benefit from an update. The past 20 years has unveiled an entirely new realm of trade and technology. NAFTA should reflect that. As we modernize this vital trade agreement, negotiators should use the needs and experiences of the Lone Star State as their North Star. I got that. I do. That being said, and there's certainly great points in that particular article. But that being said, we've spent 20 years essentially being the laughingstock of Mexico. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of that. I truly am. They need to buy American goods. They need to do it in a big hurry. And they need to start being fair with this, or we're going to change the deal. So one way or another, this is going to be a fair trade deal. I want to thank the senators for giving us that. I think that's a very cool thing that they've done. 866-660-5759. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Hello, Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor here. I got a little show on the weekends, Sunday morning, and it's about natural organic gardening. We talk about landscaping and pest control. We talk about tree care. We talk about specific pest control on some things where other people say there are no solutions. Things like oak wilt, rose rosette, crepe myrtle bark scale, and fungal canker on Italian cypress. Join me every Sunday morning, 8 to 11, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I had gout in both my knees, and it's gone.
Well, I'm pretty stupid. I should have ordered it 15 years ago. It's the most effective product that I've ever bought in my life.
He had eczema on his hand, and it cracked for years. He did anything from doctor, every cream, everything. And 3 months on the veggies and fruit, it was gone.
They're just awesome. They keep asking me, what am I doing? I told them what I did with my cholesterol. I had the blood test, right? And it went down 100 points. 262, now it's 162. Everything is just perfect.
Balance of Nature is celebrating its 20th anniversary by providing you the best offer they've ever given. 2 free months of fruits and veggies and free shipping. Call now for details. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you may be kicking yourself in the head. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial, and interest rates have gone up recently and will continue to rise, but they're still at historical lows. So don't delay. Let us lower your monthly payment, consolidate a first and second, pay off other debt, or drop you into a 15-year loan with no closing costs. That's right. Nothing's rolled into your loan. We'll pay for your appraisal, title, underwriting, settlement fee, everything. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Whether it's a purchase or refinance, you'll pay no closing costs. You won't spend a dime. think about it. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how we can save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year. And by the way, Westland Financial now is proud to offer reverse mortgages for our clients over 62. So call us at 888-455-3669. The only way you can lose money is not to call Westland Financial. That's 888-455-3669. 888-455-3669.
Westland Financial Corp is located at 200 East Sandpoint Avenue, Suite 800, Santa Ana, California, 92707. Licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending as an SML mortgage banker. NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
If you're a sleep apnea sufferer who's on the go, go to your phone. Because if you give us a call right now, you'll be able to try the world's first portable mini CPAP device absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights. It's the Transcend Mini CPAP, an engineering marvel that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. Its unique design is so small and so light, you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. No more dragging around a big, bulky CPAP. Even better, now you can try Transcend absolutely risk-free for 10 restful nights by calling minicpap.com, 1-800-600-2804. Transcend is FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. You can also add a battery pack that's as tiny as a deck of cards. So now you can enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. But don't wait. To receive your 10-night in-home trial, call minicpap.com now. 1-800-600-2804. That's 1-800-600-2804.
The key to success? Keep it simple, especially when it comes to hiring. And nobody makes it easier than Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions. Manage your candidates from one dashboard. According to an independent study, 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. New users claim your $50 credit to post a sponsored job at Indeed.com/credit. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend Bicycle.
Hello, it's your bike here. So about last night, sorry, I kind of just ran off with that bike thief. I just want you to know it's not anything you did. And I'm not trying to make excuses here, but I do have wheels. They roll. Anyway, hope you're insured. Sears Stolen Grill says, hey.
When your stuff runs off, it doesn't pay you back. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with 2 brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
660 AM. 660 AM. The Answer. 660 AM. TheAnswer.com. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. I have been watching, well, actually, I can't say that. I have been not watching MSNBC since virtually its inception. And the reason that I have not been watching MSNBC is because it's, it's MSNBC. It has been a hard left mess. If you hate America, you've got a place to watch everybody else who hates America 24/7, 365, and it's MSNBC. Now, we have watched for years the progressive left do all manner of things trying to figure out how to overcome what they consider to be a massive deficit in successful programming with a left perspective. It has not been successful. The only reason that MSNBC has had any kind of success in ratings whatsoever is because of the self-inflicted suicide of Fox News. That is essentially the way this works. Fox News blew up, and now there are other media outlets that are saying, maybe we can get this, maybe we can get something out of this. That means that MSNBC has been making programming changes, and some of them are designed apparently to take the network center right. Now, as long as Rachel Maddow, as long as she's on the network, people like you and me and the people who have been watching Fox News forever and ever and ever will not be switching over anytime soon. Rachel Maddow is a polarizing figure, and she is unapologetically leftist progressive, and there's only so much arrogance that everybody else is stupid and that she's the smartest human being on the planet that you can take. I just can't. Progressives are very unhappy with MSNBC's changes in the midst of a number of new hires and an apparent shift to the center right. Some of MSNBC's most diehard liberal fans are circulating petitions demanding the cable network news station go back to its progressive roots. The latest petition, hosted on Credo Action, urges network executives to stop the white conservative hiring spree at MSNBC. NBC had this is a quote. NBC had troubling ties to Trump during the presidential campaign and gave the racist sexual predator a national platform. Now NBC too is tilting to the right. We need to let NBC executives know that there will be a sharp backlash if MSNBC becomes another platform for right-wing hate. That's what the petition says. So far, 175,128 people have signed out of the 200,000 goal. 200,000 people is not a drop in the bucket. This is where the reality of all of this starts to become, well, real. Let me explain what's going on here. We now know just how many people enjoy the programming of MSNBC. 175,128 people. You're not going to believe this, but we've got a little less than that, just a little less than that, on a show per week on this radio station right here on 660 AM The Answer. This network is essentially floating as a tax write-off for NBC. It is not successful. It is a money-losing proposition from the word go. And the reason is because nobody wants to watch it. The reason nobody wants to watch it is because it keeps taking shots at America. You can't watch it and come away feeling good about your country or about anything for that matter. Same as CNN. You watch CNN for a while and you want to shoot yourself. The writer of the petition expresses frustration that the light of progressive shows skyrocketing in ratings, conservatives or those with a history of right-leaning networks such as Fox News, like Nicole Wallace, George Will, Hugh Hewitt, Greta Van Susteren, have received contributor positions on their own shows. Back in May, a protest was scheduled to march on NBC headquarters after reports that progressive host Lawrence O'Donnell's contract might not get extended. A petition on change.org to save O'Donnell's job received 16,000 signatures before the network announced earlier this month they'd be keeping his show. Rumors also circulated last month that MSNBC president Phil Griffin, the man responsible for building up the channel's successful primetime lineup, now that Fox News committed suicide, will be getting the boot in June. According to reports, he signed a multi-year contract at the end of May. Well, he is not center right. He is hard left. There's enough hard left news on the air. If you're going to compete with Fox News, you're going to have to do it in a much more realistic way. There are a lot of things that America could improve on. Pounding people in the head with a nonstop litany of what those things are, day after day after day after day. Not only does it get old, but it's not entertaining. It's not worth watching. How many times can you sit there and hear somebody say that the President of the United States, well, let's just use the copy that we have right here in front of us. The President of the United States is a racist sexual predator. How many times can you hear that before you go, boy, I'm going to go watch Street Outlaws? The answer is not many times. So, yeah, I could see Phil Griffin going. He maintains his position as president of the network. The new petition sets its sights on NBC president Andy Lack. Lack has pushed out black and brown talent. Listen to this. Oh, man. This is from the petition's author. Okay. The petition, I'm sorry, this is such inflammatory language. I wasn't expecting it. The latest petition is hosted on Credo Action. Okay? And what they say is this about MSNBC and their management. Quote, Andy Lack, NBC's president, has pushed out black and brown talent, including Melissa Harris Perry, Alex Wagner, Touré Neblett, Dorian Warren, Michael Eric Dyson, Adam Howard, Jamil Smith, Jose Diaz-Balart, and Tamron Hall. In fact, Lack has a history of replacing black air personalities wherever he goes. Yikes. Viewers aren't the only ones perplexed by Lack's decisions. Former Huffington Post reporter Ryan Griffin wrote a long expose in May reporting on frustrations by MSNBC producers and employees over Lack's vision for the future of the company. I know what his vision is. His vision is one of profitability. Now, you and I can sit here and argue until the sky turns brown about whether or not news shows ought to be profitable. On one hand, it's America. Everything needs to be profitable. It's how we measure success around here. Does it have to be wildly, stupidly, incredibly, ecstatically profitable? No, but it does have to pay for itself. And that profitability should incrementally increase as time goes by, because that's how you know you're improving your product. That is exactly how Fox News did it. Roger Ailes wrote a textbook on how to start with nothing and get all the way to number one with a bullet, without having to look back. There's nobody else there. For the longest time, you had to add up MSNBC, CNBC, CNN, all the other cable news networks combined were not beating Fox News. There is exactly one network that has the capability of being able to do this, and that's NBC. They have all the money in the world. They do. And these progressives that are bitter and, oh, by the way, racist, because the first thing these people do is throw the race card, and they did it twice. Stop hiring white conservative talent. That's bigotry, right? Plain, simple, everyday bigotry writ large. And by the way, not for nothing, but you know, when my black brothers and sisters come to me and say, you don't know what it's like to be discriminated against, you know, these leftist progressives get their way, I'm going to figure it out. And then how will the aforementioned black brothers and sisters of mine, my friends, how are they going to justify the fact that I don't know what their life experience has been? The answer is they won't be able to, because I will have lived through some of it. I mean, is there any reason why MSNBC shouldn't give me a look? The answer is no, especially if they're going to go center right. Except for the fact that I am white and I am conservative. So, just in case you wanted to know, I realize there are not a lot of MSNBC viewers here, but there might be at some point. Because at some point, I will be able to talk to some of my network television buddies who will say MSNBC, unwatchable. And they might be saying something else. They might be able to say, hey, MSNBC is watchable. And it doesn't make any difference what your politics are. It doesn't. What you need to do is you need to be a professional. And you need to report the facts, even when it makes the Democrat Party look bad. I don't think there's anybody at MSNBC that can say that they can do that. This is the Wells Report.
Hugh Hewitt sees the media circling.
There is a lust in the city to relive Watergate, a lust in the media to have a massive scandal, an impeachment and a resignation and drive him from office. They dislike Nixon. They hate Trump. I think right now even Nixon must think, yeah, they hate Trump more than they hated me. But there is this overwhelming lust.
The Hugh Hewitt Show, weekday mornings at 5, right before Mark Davis at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement, a plan that will take you from where you are now to the retirement you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into Wealth Smart, Saturdays at 9 a.m. Your host is Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group.
credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-0299. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-0299. That's 1-800-700-0299. 1-800-700-0299.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Simple Sleep, inviting you to make 2017 the year for a healthier you with healthier sleep. Snoring is not just evidence that, hey, you're really sleeping soundly. It is evidence that there's something the matter. It's an interruption. Sleep apnea is a barrier to the proper amount of air, oxygen, getting to your heart, getting to your bloodstream. Let's fix this. Surgery will fix it, but who wants surgery? CPAP device, big old helmet and hose. Now keep going. Simple Sleep Services offers the best way. The Somnodent device. It's what they did for me. Simple oral appliance. You pop it in, kiss your wife goodnight, and boom. Silent night, even when it's not Christmas. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Great people to deal with. Insurance covers it. Dallas and Fort Worth. Let's call them. 469-685-1700. 469-685-1700. If you don't want surgery and the CPAP thing's a deal breaker, 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com.
If you're a business owner, I want you to imagine standing on home plate in front of a sold-out crowd of 50,000 raving fans at a professional baseball game. They give you the microphone and you have 60 seconds to tell the crowd why they should do business with you. Out of 50,000 people, do you think you might get some new customers? Sure you would. Now imagine you could do that in front of 4 sold-out baseball games. That's 200,000 people. Did you know that's how many people listen to 660 AM The Answer every week? And you have the opportunity to stand in front of the 660 AM The Answer microphone and get 60 seconds to tell our raving fans all about your business. Do you think you'd get new customers if you did that? You bet. The businesses you hear on 660 AM The Answer are knocking it out of the park with new customers. If you're open to seeing how much it costs to advertise your business on 660 AM The Answer, send an email request to advertise@ksky.com. That's advertise@ksky.com. Let's play ball.
660 AM, The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
Okay, try now. Try now.
The Democrats' definition of a meeting. It's like, so you're in the same hotel.
Check. Hi. Hi there. Hi.
Hi.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. We were talking about MSNBC and their very painful lurch to the center right. Fox News is in a somewhat different situation. Fox News, because of self-inflicted wounds, they are living through hard times right now. And it's really tough to see. I have worked at radio stations that took themselves out. And they did it because they stopped serving the people they were supposed to serve. And it was incredibly difficult to not just watch, but in some cases take part in the demise of some great radio stations. I would be lucky in most cases because when the radio stations imploded, I would be able to keep my position thanks to some luck and thanks to a little bit of talent on loan from God, as Rush says. But I will tell you that it was exceptionally difficult to live with all that. To pack up your bags and then go. And then realize that at some point you were going to start your life anew someplace else. That is exactly what happened with Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly, incredibly attractive, incredibly talented, found herself in the mess of Gretchen Carlson, Andrea Tantaros, and selected others at Fox News that had to deal with sexual harassment. It wasn't made up. It was real. I think that some of it was overstated for dramatic effect. And I think that when it comes right down to it, there were a lot of people with really big contracts that got settlements and are no longer expenses to the bottom line for Fox News. This splintering sends talent from one place to another. In the case of Megyn Kelly, it sent her to NBC. Her start at NBC, not necessarily auspicious. At some point, somebody came up with this wonderful idea for Megyn Kelly to interview someone that I have. How do I say this, Vicky? I mean, I am not somebody who attacks people in this business for just because I don't like what they do. I do, however, have massive issues with a guy named Alex Jones. From time to time, I put it out on the air. And I've heard from Alex Jones fans and so on and so on. But I've witnessed Alex Jones' journalistic malpractice firsthand. I was one of the people he said were arch enemies of freedom and liberty, engaged in a nefarious false flag operation down on the border of Texas during Operation Strong Safety. In my job as the PAO for the mission for some 94 days, I found myself in a position where I was forced to check out what he was reporting. And I knew that nothing that he was talking about had anything, even the barest wisping contact with reality. My brothers in the Texas National Guard and the Texas State Guard went down to that border, and with the brilliant operational minds of the people running the mission, made a massive difference. We made a massive difference in the way things were being done down on that border. It hasn't gotten talked about much. And the reason it hasn't been talked about much is on purpose. And I don't know exactly why, but then again, I'm an E7, so I just keep my head down and I do my job. My own personal experience, I can talk about a lot of what we did. A lot of it was amazingly good. But for whatever reason, like I said, it hasn't been talked about. They haven't spent a whole lot of time describing the unbelievably huge amounts of money that we took out of circulation by handling that mission. I will forever be grateful to Governor Perry and the Texas Military Department and the Texas Adjutant General, my personal command in the Texas State Guard and the Air Wing that I served at the time, for giving me that opportunity. It was the most amazing opportunity of my life so far, from a military standpoint. But Alex Jones butchered the reporting of it and said, in fact, that we were violating posse comitatus, that we were a threat to the country that we had sworn to defend from enemies both foreign and domestic. So for whatever reason, the guy who runs InfoWars is the subject of an interview with Megyn Kelly. Now, this guy is a corrosive person. He said on his air, he broadcast this, that the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings were a United States government false flag operation. He said that the Connecticut shooting in which 28 people died was a hoax. He had no basis to make that statement except his own overblown imagination. I know because I covered the story from beginning to end, inside and outside. I spent hours on it. Mickey and I worked that story because we had to. It was the biggest story of the day. But Alex Jones is just sitting there in his studio making things up as he goes along. Now, I don't know who it was that decided that Megyn Kelly ought to interview this guy. All I can tell you is that NBC is now under huge pressure to cancel the interview. And it's not because of Megyn Kelly. It's because of Alex Jones. JP Morgan Chase asked for its local TV and digital ads to be removed from Ms. Kelly's show and from all NBC News programming until after the show airs. The company doesn't want any of its ads to appear adjacent to any of the promotions for the interview. Yesterday, Kristen Lemkow, JP Morgan's chief marketing officer, questioned why Ms. Kelly would be conducting the interview. As an advertiser, I'm repulsed that Megyn Kelly would give a second of airtime to someone who said that Sandy Hook and Aurora were all hoaxes. For her part, Megyn Kelly says, watch the interview, judge it for yourself. I won't be watching the interview, even though I'm a fan of Megyn Kelly. her news magazine show, Sunday Night with Megyn Kelly, is going to air this particular interview on Sunday. Yesterday on his radio program, Alex Jones said that he thinks Sandy Hook happened, or at least children died, though there are anomalies about the event. However, he said, that was edited from the NBC promotion. I'm tired of being misrepresented, Mr. Jones said. Man, the guy who misrepresents you the most is you. He also is demanding that Mrs. Kelly's hit piece not air on Father's Day. I'm sorry. Alex Jones does his entire broadcast for the opportunity to get interviews just like this on networks by people like Megyn Kelly. And it's all based on the most corrosive and most, I'm going to say, disgusting manipulations of people and the truth for the sake of sensationalist, poppycockian self-promotion. That's all it is. This is the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friend Josh DeShong. Let's make this the summer where Josh sells your home.
legs. I started noticing fatigue in my leg. I was so self-conscious. Then I went to Vein Clinics of America.
It's time to love your legs again. Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as 1 hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by insurance.
I found the Vein Clinics of America, and look at my legs now.
You just feel like, you know what, I want to do so much today. It's such a big difference.
My experience with Vein Clinics of America was amazing.
Make sure your legs look and feel their best for summer. Call now to schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Call 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hello.
Happy birthday!
Oh, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
We have a surprise for you.
It's from both of us.
Hair loss.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to Bosley.
Just because your parents gave you hair loss doesn't mean you have to keep it. Bosley delivers the permanent solution to hair loss. For a free information kit, simply text the word GREAT to 543-543. Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. Our doctors are rigorously trained hair specialists, committed to giving you the permanent hair loss solution that's right for you. We treat your hair with unparalleled expertise and experience. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for our permanent solution to hair loss. Now it's your turn. Give yourself a gift, a fuller head of hair. Get your free information kit by texting GREAT to 543-543. Plus, get a gift certificate for $250 off. That's GREAT to 543-543.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. To get through life, to get through a vacation, to get through a work day, to get through whatever your day may hold, there's a lot of walking involved. And if that walking is painful, you've got a problem. I'm so glad to send you to the Good Feet stores to end that problem, getting you out of pain today. At their locations in Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake, and Waco. In fact, South Lake and Waco are open noon to 5 Sundays. What's going on at Good Feet? They're delivering America's arch supports that are #1 for getting people out of pain. There could be ball your foot pain, heel pain, plantar fasciitis, structural stuff, and that foot pain can radiate upwards. It can become hip pain, leg pain, even back pain. Let's get you out of pain at the Good Feet stores. For workouts, for running, your balance is better, your workouts are better, you're just feeling great. Work shoes, workout shoes, comfy shoes, even high heels. They've got everybody taken care of at the Good Feet stores. Plano, Fort Worth, South Lake, and Waco. Good Feet DFW. To learn more, goodfeetdfw.com. Get out of pain today. goodfeetdfw.com.
Listen to what Dave Ryan says about Andro 400.
Andro 400, I really love it. It's amazing to me that I feel so good. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy to walk, energy to play sports. Everything is starting to work again, just like I'm 25. My wife is happy. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man. I'm taking this stuff to the grave with me.
Men, have you lost energy and gained belly fat? Are you feeling stressed out? Fight back with Andro 400, the safe, natural, and inexpensive way to increase your testosterone. For over a decade, Andro 400 has helped men lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel 20 years younger. Go to andro400.com, andro400.com, or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report with John David Wells. Must hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Reports. My name is John David Wells. Jason joins us from Flower Mound. Jason, thanks for being a part of the broadcast. Hello.
You know, JD, you know what's wrong with the news today? These newscasters, whatever you want to call them, they think we want to hear their take on the news. You know, the way they present the news or what they think the questions they ought to be asked, you know?
I hate those people. I hate those people that give you the news and then want to tell you what they think about it.
I think it's even more serious than that. I think when you hear it, you know, like the day before,
you just got to pass.
I'm going to interview so-and-so, and you'll hear my take on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to hear an interview. I want the questions and the facts.
You know what? It's like this. If you're gonna, like I said before, if you're gonna interview Alex Jones, interview Alex Jones. But don't interview Alex Jones as some sort of way to take a shot at the president. If you're going to do that, at least be honest enough to take a shot at the president. The problem with that, of course, is that people aren't going to like that much. You're going to blow off half the country, maybe even more. And that's how you end up being MSNBC instead of trying to be Fox News. She knows better than this.
Well, she had this problem with being the perky person on Fox anyway. You know, and she got her break from being on with O'Reilly, and O'Reilly was pretty straightforward. And, you know, she had her on for a little bit of personality, but she got her hang up on her personality.
Well, I mean, all I can say is that Megyn Kelly is a very talented television news anchor. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, it's like, what are you doing with that? Are you going to be a news anchor or are you going to be a news commentator? If you're going to be a news commentator, what are you going to comment about? If you're saying something that runs down the United States of America day after day after day, whether it's the people of the United States who put Trump in office, or whether it's Trump, or whether it's somebody that Trump talked to, or somebody that Trump engaged with in a business deal, or on and on and on and on and on, that's got a limited shelf life.
But, you know, and I think the other problem is, you know, she's got that axe to grind against Trump after Trump and she went at it. And she, and deservedly so for some of the questions she asked him during the debate.
Well, I think you're right. I think at that point, she had been spoken to by NBC, and that she realized that she had a new and profitable life ahead of her. But the thing about it is that, you know, it's really interesting. And this is kind of inside baseball here. But say, for example, you're me. Okay? Say, for example, you're me and you go to work for a company in New Orleans. And when you show up there, the radio station has a 5 share. And when you leave, you're the highest rated day part on the station with a 27 share. The deal was that if I was very successful at this particular radio station, that they would pay me handsomely. Thank you. But at the point where we were working, we were making just enough money to, you know, be almost comfortable. Okay. If I had been a single man, I would have been comfortable. But I was a father of 2, and it was hard living. Not terrible, but it was hard. Well, I had made it very clear that I had always dreamed of working for ABC. And because of the way this works, I got a call from a friend of mine who worked at ABC. And they offered me a job at not a lot of money, but almost twice what I was making. And I went up and got to work for 1 year at ABC in Detroit. Now, was I as successful there as I was in New Orleans? No, I wasn't allowed to be. The radio station wasn't programmed well enough to win. And in point of fact, that really wasn't what the point was. You see, the way this worked is that the management of the radio station in New Orleans asked for a favor from the radio station in Detroit for ABC. And so I went from New Orleans to ABC, but they weren't planning on keeping me for any length of time. They just wanted to get me out of the radio station where I was working at in New Orleans. So they didn't have to come to grips with, hey, we really owe this guy a lot of money. We owe this guy a good deal. So that's how when you're very, very, very successful, that's how people figure out a way to not have to come through on their obligations, because they give you something else to think about. I think that's what happened to Megyn Kelly. Clearly, NBC was being damaged by Fox News. Not just ratings-wise, but NBC was being damaged by Fox News from a content standpoint and a political standpoint. Fox News made it abundantly clear that there was a thirst in the United States of America for something that was not, that NBC wasn't selling and didn't want to sell. Have you ever wondered why every single year the New York Times circulation goes down and down and down? Same thing with the Washington Post, down and down and down. And yet they still continue to report the greatest news the leftists would ever possibly want to hear. All negative toward America, all anti-American. That's why I would say, hey, these people are anti-American political thugs because they hate the country. And they report that they hate the country every single day. So they didn't want to give up reporting that the country was terrible and it was an awful place, but they did want to do something about the ratings that Fox News was getting. And so who was it that suddenly empowered the women of Fox News to say, you know, Roger Ailes is a terrible person and you're really screwing up womanhood in American television by not holding him accountable for his sexual harassment? Who was that? Was that Gretchen Carlson? Or was it somebody from NBC talking to Gretchen Carlson? See, politics works through television too, and radio. So it wouldn't be out of line to put Megyn Kelly into a situation where she goes from being an everyday anchor with her own radio, with her own television show, day after day after day, right there at the top of network news. And then what? Giving her a huge salary and a show on Sunday night? One show Sunday night. And then whoever it is that's her producer, her executive producer, tells her to go interview Alex Jones, a guy who says that parents faked the deaths of their own kids. The Sandy Hook Elementary School murders. And they go out and send her out to do that interview? Does that sound like sabotage to you? Sure sounds like sabotage to me. But if you're Megyn Kelly, how do you tell them no? If you're John David Wells, you say, I'm not going to interview that guy. He is the perfect example of everything wrong with American talk radio. Everything. He is what's wrong with American talk radio. Alex Jones, he is a charlatan. He's a faker. He even said so in court. Oh, no. This is just a character I'm playing because, of course, he's fighting for the custody of his kids. He said that in court. I'd say a lot of things in court to get my kids, but lying and saying that the person that you're hearing on the radio right now is not me wouldn't be one of the lies I would tell. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't tell any lie because it's court. So in other words, Jason, it's simple. Maybe what they did was they attacked Fox News, created an opportunity for them to commit suicide in very many ways. They lost the guy who invented Fox News. They lost their number one anchor, their number two anchor. All in the space of just a little bit of time right after the election. If you're going to rebuild your network, when do you rebuild your network? Right after a big election. Because you've got 2 years now to rebuild your audience for the midterms. Probably not going to get there, but they'll certainly be back in play by 2020. Unless Fox News wants to go left. And we don't know what those Murdoch sons want to do with that network. Roger Ailes said that the sons were a liability for the network, and he held them off. He held them at bay. It wouldn't surprise me one bit that the Murdoch brothers engineered the. You notice Megyn Kelly didn't have to sit out a non-compete, right? A non-compete clause, when you go from one radio station to another, you normally have to sit out for 6 months. Same thing with television people. They pay you, mostly. Sometimes. They would pay her. But they didn't do that with her. They just put her on NBC, and that was that. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Murdoch brothers got rid of Roger Ailes because of his sexual harassment, went ahead and did the same thing with Bill O'Reilly. Because as long as Bill O'Reilly's there, you're a conservative news network, period. And so if your politics don't comport with Bill O'Reilly's, how are you going to be able to have the network you want with somebody that you disagree vehemently with? Well, fortunately, you can get a couple of people who didn't get paid off for sexual harassment, and you could use that as a lever to get rid of Bill O'Reilly after you pay him a fortune. I mean, they paid him a fortune. He deserved it. There's no doubt about it. All these people are going to be okay. Megyn Kelly will probably make a lot more money here. She'll finish up her contract and will very likely not be renewed by NBC. And then she'll have to start over with her career someplace else. Is it a hard, cold business? Yeah. Do you have to be smarter than the subterfuge? Uh-huh. Of course, your question is, well, John David, what if you are smarter than the subterfuge? Well, then you don't get the job in the first place. So they got you coming or going? Yeah, they do. Is that why you work at 660 AM The Answer? Yeah. Because I'm working with broadcasters. I'm not working with businessmen. I'm working at people. I'm working at a radio station that wants me to tell the truth, that wants me to tell the truth every day. And that's just worth a whole lot to me. This is the Wells Report.
Mike Gallagher wants the GOP to rally together.
You may be the first president in history to go down because you can't stop inappropriately talking about an investigation.
Well, no, he may be the first president to go down because he can't get fellow Republicans like you to support him. I don't know why this is so hard for Republicans to muster at least the pretense of support for a president who is under siege by the American media.
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekday mornings at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
I'm Trina Webster.
And I'm Dan Webster, founders of Z Quiet. Let me be honest, I snored.
Yeah, he did. Crazy loud.
I was forced to sleep on the couch most nights.
Dan tried everything, including surgery, to solve his snoring problem.
Nothing worked.
So we turned to experts and created a solution that's a total game changer, a mouthpiece called Z Quiet.
Not just any mouthpiece, one that gently opens the airway where the snoring happens. In fact, it's based on the same technology as treatments costing thousands of dollars.
It allows natural jaw movement so you can talk, breathe normally, and best of all, sleep comfortably without making a sound.
And what's really cool is that it couldn't be easier. Just pop it in before you go to sleep to kick snoring out of bed.
So you can sleep quiet
with Z Quiet.
Z Quiet fits both men and women. Try it risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95. Go to getzquiet.com or text SNORE to 91011. Go to getzquiet.com or text SNORE to 91011.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to cover your ears because there's an alternative to bankruptcy and it could be better than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to cover your ears now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. may be able to settle your debt too. You could resolve your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now and qualify, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now, 1-800-600-7115. That's 1-800-600-7115. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now, 1-800-600-7115. 1-800-600-7115. 1-800-600-7115.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-827-5948 now. That's 800-827-5948 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-827-5948 to learn more. 800-827-5948. That's 800-827-5948. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.
If you're an unincorporated business owner, it's too late for you. That is, if you've already been sued and lost your home, your car, and your family's life savings. But if you haven't been sued yet, there is still time to incorporate and protect your personal assets. And if you do it right now, you can incorporate in just 10 minutes because Incorporate.com is now giving away a free incorporation guide to all business owners. For your free 10-minute incorporation guide, call now, 1-800-300-9596. Incorporation is the shield that protects your personal assets. Without it, you could lose everything. That's why at Incorporate.com, they just make incorporating or forming an LLC quick and easy. They don't provide legal or financial advice. If someone sues tomorrow, will you lose everything? Don't wait until it's too late. Hurry and call now for your free 10-minute incorporation guide while they're still giving them away for free. Call 1-800-300-9596. That's 1-800-300-9596. 1-800-300-9596.
Sean Hannity here for my friends at Generator Supercenter, the great American story. Now, this started in 2005 with two brothers selling and repairing generators out of their garage in Texas. Today, they are the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. #1 means more savings for you. When the power goes down, keep your home or business up and running with a Generac standby power system from the Generator Supercenter. Financing available, payments as low as $100 a month. GeneratorSupercenter.com. That's GeneratorSupercenter.com.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. It's been like 11 years since a hurricane hit the Gulf Coast of Texas. something like that. It's impossible to try to come up with a real forecast. However, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association and the National Hurricane Center try every single year to do so. The meteorological experts say they expect an above-average season, 11 to 17 named storms. Of those, 5 to 9 hurricanes. Of those, 2 to 4 will become major hurricanes, Category 3 or higher. According to NOAA, the 30-year average for hurricane season is 12 named storms, 6 hurricanes, 2 major hurricanes. One critical factor in play, sometime in October or September, or in September or October, an expected weak El Nino weather pattern is expected to form. That damn El Nino. So there you go. The executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of the Wells Report. We'll see you again tomorrow.
I have actually been on Balance of Nature for a year now. I have MS, and I recently had an MRI. This is the first year that I've had a stable MRI, so I'm thrilled. When I have an MRI with MS, usually there are glowing spots that come through, which is damage on the nerves in my brain and my spinal cord, and when they're glowing, it means they're active. And then my last MRI, they pulled it up, and I honestly couldn't believe that it was my MRI. There was nothing glowing. And in fact, the dark spots were shrinking. They were healing. And the doctor actually said to me, I think we're in remission. I was so happy. I had no idea that that could be my reality.
The new challenge will allow you to receive 2 months of Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies free. And we'll even ship them to you free. Call now for details. Call 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code 660AM.
Attention contact lens wearers. Hey, it's Mark Davis, my friends at Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Why are you doing the contact lens thing? Because it's better in glasses? Well, it could be. Well, here's something better in glasses and contacts. LASIK procedures from Climate Evangelist Eye Center. Ditch the glasses and the contacts and be free to see right in time for summer. BeFreeToSee.com. Check it out. Huge promotion. Big savings on LASIK as low as $3 a day. What's that? A cup of coffee? And they're going to throw in a free adventure as part of your Be Free to See summer LASIK package. Water park, zoo, laser tag, trampoline park. Pick it. You're going to love it. You're going to love your summer. You're going to love the rest of your life with Climate Evangelist Eye Center. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020. Incredible team, great technology, great people. Have a great summer and a great rest of your life. Ditch the glasses and the contacts. 1-800-714-2020. 1-800-714-2020 or BeFreeToSee.com. BeFreeToSee.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. Ace is having our biggest Craftsman sale of the year, just in time for Father's Day. Now through Monday only, find over $600 in savings on our best Craftsman products throughout the store, including hand tools, power tools, tool chests, outdoor power equipment, and more. Hurry in now for the biggest Craftsman sale of the year, only at your local Ace. Sale ends Monday. Offers valid at participating stores and include instant savings for Ace Rewards members. See store for details.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Baltimore Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. A 27-story apartment building is ablaze in West London. About 200 firefighters are on scene. No word on any casualties. Attorney General Jeff Sessions denied any ties to Russia during testimony before a Senate committee Tuesday. He also explained why he volunteered to testify.
I recuse myself from any investigation into the campaign for president, but I did not recuse myself from defending my honor against scurrilous and false allegations.
Last week, former FBI Director James Comey told the committee he expected Sessions would recuse himself, but said he couldn't go into details. President Trump flew to Wisconsin Tuesday, where he again called for the repeal and replacement of Obamacare.
It's time to give American families quality, reliable, affordable health care.
Democrats say the GOP plan will leave a record number of Americans without health insurance. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. Dennis Prager believes the Democrats are victorious in the Comey testimony.
The Democrats have won a fantastic victory by continuing this Russian collusion story, which has absolutely still has no basis. You understand? Nothing. All the leaks, all the investigations, nothing. Great victory for the left here, how they have made a crisis out of nothing.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM, The Answer.
This is Jerry Bailey. What we do here on the Retirement Hour in our business is we help people protect and grow their money. Dottie, is that what we do?
Absolutely, Jerry. Helping people keep their retirement accounts safe.
Saving safe, their 401ks or IRAs. We're helping you do that right here on the Retirement Hour. We offer a free consultation for that. Dottie, don't you think they should come to see us at the office at Fort Worth or Dallas?
Absolutely. Have them come in. Let us go over everything we can do for them and how we can keep their money safe.
And why are you here today, Dottie?
I'm happy to join your team, and I am also a loyal client. I am so thrilled that I was able to be a part of it.
Give us a call, folks, at 972-358-4907, 972-358-4907, and we will be happy to meet you in Dallas or Fort Worth in one of our offices and show you how this plan works. This is Jerry Bailey inviting you to join me here on the Retirement Hour on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. and every Sunday morning at 6 a.m. right here on The Answer, 660 a.m.
At any time in Texas, it can feel like the change of the seasons. But I'll tell you what, as we work our way into springtime, Abacus Foundation has been serving North Texas with the highest quality foundation repair solutions for 17 years. And with a warmer temperature and additional moisture, oh my, the foundations can be rocking and rolling. So if you got cracks in the sheetrock or doors that are sticking, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. These are the people I call. These are the folks who have been into my house. These are the folks who will not give you a foundation job you don't need, but will tell you exactly what's going on. Now, if you do need a new foundation, you get Millennium Composite Pilings, the strongest, and folks at Abacus are the only folks offering it. And get this, $1,000 off any job with 10 pilings or more. AbacusFoundationRepair.com, lifetime warranty, transferable, 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or AbacusFoundationRepair.com.
Hey, it's Frank Reed. I'm visiting with my friend Dr. Chad Glines from Genesis Back and Neck. You've probably heard he's partnered with the Elevani Health Group for gel injections for your knee. Now, I've received this procedure myself. My knee pain is completely gone, but you guys do a lot more than knees at Genesis.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a spinal decompression specialist, we've been able to help people for years with their disc problems, but now teaming up with Elevani Health Group, it's amazing what we can do for knees with the gel injections. We have stem cell injections, but we can also take care of pain anywhere with this new device that we use. It's just an unbelievable procedure. And the crazy thing, it's narcotic free.
And the cool thing is this is covered by the insurance and probably even your Medicare.
Absolutely. Medicare covers it. It is just amazing the results we're seeing with this.
You don't have to live with pain any longer. And your initial consultation is always free. Call for your appointment at 817-328-1922. That's 817-328-1922.
For windows, siding, doors, and more, it's Best Buy Windows and Siding.
One of the most common questions I run into out in the field is how can you sell your windows at these prices while these other guys charge an arm and a leg? There's a very simple answer. These big corporations have multi-million-dollar advertising budgets and massive overhead. Here at Best Buy Windows and Siding, we only do windows, and we do it very well and very efficiently. And most importantly to you, we do it very affordably. We offer 10 double-pane, single-hung windows installed for $39.50, or 10 triple-pane, double-hung windows for $49.50, installed with a lifetime warranty. If you've been quoted $40,000 or $60,000, or I've even heard $90,000 for new windows, do yourself a favor and give me a call at 972-200-4485, 972-200-4485, or visit our website at bestbuywindowsandsiding.com.
Best Buy Windows and Siding.
Hi, folks. Bill Thomas here with Accurate Foundation Repairs. If you think your home has foundation issues, we'll send one of our highly trained technicians out to give you a free, accurate assessment of your home's foundation at no charge. Accurate Foundation Repair is the only company in the industry that has its warranty backed up by a third-party insurance company. Structure home warranty. Call Accurate Foundation Repair now, 972-623-2500, or on the web at AccurateFoundationRepair.com.
Accurate Foundation Repair. We give you a lift for a whole lot less.
660 AM. The Answer.
And now, America's #1 show on pop culture and politics. This is the Michael Medved Show.
And another great day in this greatest nation on God's green earth. Another great day of drama and confrontation in Washington, D.C. The Attorney General of the United States, America's chief law enforcement officer, is testifying right now before the Senate Intelligence Committee, making a strong denial that he did anything improper in meeting with Russian officials during the Trump campaign. Is that believable? Of course it's believable. Should Jeff Sessions be in a world of trouble or a world of hurt or a world of difficulty? And should President Trump fire the special counsel, who is also sometimes referred to as a special prosecutor, Bob Mueller, the former head of the FBI? A number of prominent conservatives, including Newt Gingrich and Trent Franks, the congressman from Arizona. Trent Franks, to be fair, has not said that Trump should fire him. He has said that the investigation by Mueller is hopelessly biased because he's been hiring a lot of personal friends of Jim Comey. He himself is a personal friend of Jim Comey, reportedly or reputedly. Does that mean the investigation simply cannot proceed? We'll ask a member of the Republican Party leadership and also ask about what the Republicans in the House are doing to get on with the nation's business in the midst of all the charges and counter charges. And then alarming reports of various epidemics around the world. I think some of those reports may be nonsensical, but we will get to that as well. First, Jeff Sessions, who just began his testimony, made a very strong denial that anything improper or inappropriate occurred during his meeting with the Russian ambassador, Sergei Kislyak.
Now, let me address some issues directly. I did not have any private meetings, nor do I recall any conversations with any Russian officials at the Mayflower Hotel. I did not attend any meetings at that event separate. Prior to the speech attended by the president today, I attended a reception with my staff that included at least 24 people and President Trump, though I do recall several conversations that I had during that pre-speech reception. I do not have any recollection of meeting or talking to the Russian ambassador or any other Russian officials. If any brief interaction occurred in passing with the Russian ambassador during that reception, I do not remember it. After the speech, I was interviewed by the news media. There was an area for that in a different room, and then I left the hotel.
Okay, basically, this is entirely credible, and I think that Attorney General Sessions is right in this. I do want to bring you back to the time of his hearing. I defended Jeff Sessions, and I still do. I don't think that Jeff Sessions was seriously compromised by the fact that as a United States Senator, and he was a senior United States Senator, in addition to being an advisor to the Trump campaign, as a United States Senator, it's not ridiculous to think that he would have encounters or interaction with the Russian ambassador. Russia is one of the most powerful countries in the world. This was hardly a secret. It wasn't behind closed doors. And I think that he basically, he did not specifically misinform or testify incorrectly. What he did is he made a distinction in his own mind between his work as an advisor to the Trump campaign and his work as a U.S. Senator, and then acknowledged the mistake and did recuse himself. He says, however, very combatively in the testimony that he just gave, he's just finished his opening statement, that he will not be intimidated by some of the attacks against him. And he said that when he recused himself, he did not recuse himself from defending his honor. Now, a lot of this testimony today involves the potential that he will remember things differently from James Comey. And if that comes up in the testimony under questioning, we will go to that. We also have a commentary from the opening statement by Attorney General Sessions, in which his general posture becomes clear.
I recuse myself not because of any asserted wrongdoing or any belief that I may have been involved in any wrongdoing in the campaign, but because a Department of Justice regulation, 28 CFR 45.2, I felt required it. That regulation states in effect that department employees should not participate in investigations of a campaign if they serve as a campaign advisor. So the scope of my recusal, however, does not and cannot interfere with my ability to oversee the Department of Justice, including the FBI, which has an $8 billion budget and 35,000 employees. I presented to the President my concerns and those of Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein about the ongoing leadership issues at the FBI, as stated in my letter recommending the removal of Mr. Comey, along with the Deputy Attorney General's memorandum on that issue.
Okay, and that memorandum, to be clear, with the Deputy Attorney General who had just taken his post and after his confirmation, his memorandum was very critical of James Comey. But it was critical of James Comey not for anything having to do with this investigation of Russian wrongdoing. It was critical of James Comey for his handling of the Hillary Clinton mess. And it was critical of Comey not for being too easy on Hillary Clinton. It was critical of Comey for speaking out against her at all, which wasn't really his role, either to recommend prosecution or not prosecution, to say that she had behaved well or had not behaved well. And when you think about it, it truly is extraordinary. Generally, we don't appoint an FBI director to be a judge, jury, and prosecutor, or any of the above. Bill O'Reilly has just sent out a tweet that says Attorney General Sessions says he had no third meeting with Russians at the Mayflower Hotel, as James Comey asserted. Someone is not telling the truth. I'm not sure that what Sessions just testified comes to the question of telling the truth, because I think that what he's talking about is an area, one of those gray areas where didn't he say that he had been passing through the Mayflower Hotel, but that they did not have a private meeting? What did Comey actually testify? We'll go back and we'll look at Comey's actual testimony. Is all of this helpful to those of us, and I think that's the great majority of Americans, who would love to put this entire matter of investigations and charges and countercharges and the back and the forth over what happened during the campaign, who want to put that behind us? Who, by the way, benefits from this continued apocalyptic heavy breathing about the end of the world? And this, by the way, goes to this idea of firing Bob Mueller. The only people who think that's a good idea are people in media. And yes, that includes you, Newt Gingrich, because I know his wife has been appointed as our ambassador to the Vatican, but Newt Gingrich in his current role is currently in media. In other words, there is a great deal to be said for boosting ratings at a time of national crisis where everything is just, oh, this has never happened before, and oh, this is such a horrible thing. Look, if President Trump actually did go forward and fire Bob Mueller, the special counsel who was appointed by his own deputy attorney general, number one, that widely respected, universally accredited and confirmed deputy attorney general Rod Rosenstein would resign. He spoke about this. He was asked about it. And he clearly does not believe it would be right or even legal for the president to fire Bob Mueller without cause. And when without cause, it's not basically your opinion. You have to have some indication that he is pursuing the investigation illegitimately. And so who would gain from this? Would the president gain? Of course not. Would Democrats gain? Not really. Who would gain? Media. Those of us who get very excited and hype up every imaginable crisis and confrontation for a living because it's dramatic. Meanwhile, the work of Congress must continue. How does that happen? And will anyone pay some attention to the horrible news, frankly, about the budget deficit for the month of May? It's just out. We'll talk about that with one of the Republican leaders of Congress, the always articulate and informative Steve Scalise of Louisiana, coming right up on the Medved Show. My wife Diane and I have lived in the same home for 21 years now, and one of the ways that we have brought it back to life and made rooms look fresh and different and better is with blinds from Blinds.com. They can deliver stylish, easy-to-install shades that we're proud to show off to our overnight guests in our guest room. My wife loved working with one of their professional design consultants to get recommendations for every room, and get this, the online design consultation is entirely free. They'll even send you free samples, and then every order gets free shipping, too, and their prices are unbeatable. Our experience is so positive that our daughter has used them for her condo, our son and daughter-in-law for their home. And if you accidentally mismeasure or you pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. Now through June 21st, get 20% off site-wide at Blinds.com when you use the promo code MEDVED. Whether it's one room or your whole home, just go to Blinds.com and use the promo code MEDVED for 20% off your entire order. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply. For some of us, falling asleep at night can be as hard as the workday you just put in, but it doesn't have to be that way. You don't need to spend a fortune to get the rest that you need. Great sleep starts with the right sheets, and they can be more affordable than you think. That's what you get with Boll & Branch. What makes Boll & Branch unique is that each sheet is crafted from 100% organic cotton. These sheets feel amazing. You'll love these sheets. Try them for 30 nights. If you're not impressed, return them for a full, complete refund. Anybody who sleeps on Boll & Branch sheets loves them. That's why they have thousands of 5-star reviews. The New York Times, Forbes, and the Wall Street Journal rave about Boll & Branch, and even 3 U.S. presidents have Boll & Branch sheets. Go to bollandbranch.com today, and you'll get $50 off your first set of sheets, plus free shipping when you go to bollandbranch.com. Use the promo code MEDVED. That's $50 off, plus free shipping right now at bollandbranch.com. That's spelled B-O-L-L and branch.com, promo code MEDVED. bollandbranch.com, promo code MEDVED.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. You've heard about my love for Crossroads Diner for years. And of course, it's the food and the service and the atmosphere, that great location on the northeast corner of Preston and Campbell in Dallas. I was talking to chef owner Tom Fleming about the awards they have earned.
Yeah, I feel honored. It's a recognition for the commitment to quality and the commitment that our staff, who are absolutely fabulous, bring to the table, no pun intended, every single day. And so I feel very honored to be able to work with such great people. It humbles me.
Find out why so many people love Crossroads Diner as much as I do. Home-style goodness meets traditional diner, from fantastic breakfasts to a lunch menu that appeals to anyone who just loves great food and great service. You walk in, you're instantly comfortable, instantly happy you came. Crossroads Diner, northeast corner of Preston Campbell in Dallas, open Tuesday to Sunday, 7 to 2. Ask about special events, rehearsal dinners, and more. Just get in there. Crossroads-diner.com. Crossroads-diner.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. In the last 2 months, we've saved our customers over $500,000. How'd we do it? With our exclusive partnership with your utility provider, we get to offer instant rebates of up to $1,500 when you replace that worn-out AC system. When you combine that with Carrier's Cool Cash savings of up to $3,500, we're talking saving over $5,000 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. Now that's how you save people money without gimmicks. But you'll have to hurry because the utility funds can run out at any time. So we're scheduling our free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. So call 2 other companies first, get their price, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Call 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com.
21 minutes after the hour on the Michael Medved Show. Jeff Sessions testifying today before the Senate Committee on Intelligence and testifying just asked, we will get to that, about Jim Comey and his one of his controversial meetings with President Trump, where President Trump asked Jeff Sessions to step out of the room and to leave the room before the meeting actually occurred. We will get to that, but while all that is going on, the work of the Republic continues. And one of the people doing that work is Steve Scalise, the representative from Louisiana. He is the House Whip, Majority Whip. He's the number 3 man in the Republican hierarchy in the House of Representatives. Representative Scalise, always great to speak with you.
Great to be back with you, Michael.
And I know that while so much of the press and the public are preoccupied by what's going on the other end of Capitol Hill right now with the Senate committee, your work as a member of the House has to continue. And you must be concerned, as I am, with one of the most ignored stories of today, which is a big increase in the budget deficit that is being reported for the month of May, up to $88 billion from $53 billion a year earlier. What's going on?
Well, as you've seen over the last few years, the Obama administration created this massive regulatory state. It made it really hard to get our economy moving again. And so one of the things we've been doing is working on a few things to focus on the problem of getting the economy moving again. How do you get it back on track? And, healthcare is a big part of that, repealing Obamacare, replacing it with reforms that actually lower costs, get the government out of the way. But then tax reform, which is the next thing that we're working on to lower our overall rates, cut tax rates for families, for businesses, make the code simpler, allow people to do their own taxes on a postcard, get rid of the death tax. That's something that'll help get the economy moving again. You want to erase the deficit. You want to bring the deficit down and get to a balanced federal budget. The best thing you can do is not only control spending, but you have to get the economy moving again. And so that's what we've been working with President Trump on. You've seen him do a lot on the regulatory state to tell federal agencies, stop creating these radical regulations. And he's unraveled a lot of them. But until you cut tax rates, until you get some of these big impediments like Obamacare out of the way, that's what's holding our economy back. And we're focused on getting those things out of the way so that we can actually let people control our lives again, not having the government try to control your life, and then get the economy moving.
What's the plan right now? I mean, you've already done your job, the House of Representatives, in repealing and replacing Obamacare. The bill is now over at the Senate, where they obviously are going to try to change it, and then it comes back to you. But are you going to let the Senate go first in terms of taxes, or you have to go first, don't you?
No, we'll have to go first on tax reform, and we've actually been working on that already. Kevin Brady from Texas is the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. He's already been working closely with the Speaker, the Majority Leader McCarthy, myself, and President Trump and his team to make sure that we're as close to being on the same page as possible, because we want to pass a bill that not just passes the House, but ultimately passes the Senate and gets signed into law by President Trump. And President Trump is very, very focused, by the way, on cutting taxes, on doing tax reform. And again, like you said at the beginning, the media seems to be infatuated with all of these distractions and these sideshows. And, what about Russia and Comey and, the latest, kind of distraction? We're focused intently on getting the economy moving again, on cutting taxes, on creating jobs, and this president is too. So we're working on putting together the coalition to pass tax reform. Because of the nature of budget reconciliation, meaning a bill that can pass the Senate with 51 votes instead of 60, we can only have one of those budget reconciliation bills moving at a time. Right now, the Obamacare repeal and replace is that bill, and until we get that bill moved through the House and Senate and on the president's desk, we can't formally start moving a tax reform bill, but we've already been doing the work to put together the coalition and build a consensus on that bill.
Let me see if I've got this right, because I think I do, but I'm not sure. In terms of the Trump budget that I know that you're working on, and this increase in the deficit, and this of course is all budgeting that's left over from the Obama administration.
Yeah.
with this $88 billion increase in the deficit, that all can be brought into balance, can't it? According to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, if you actually get this 3% growth rate that we have had in this